Okay. So this is a merchant household. Hello! There's actually people! Alrighty, well, let's get started. We are working on a merchant household currently. Yeah, I had no idea that it made noises. It's very exciting to me. But yeah, we're working on the tropical rainforest. You can see the Jarl household there, which does have dragons. Very excited about it. But I decided I want to use these Fallout ramen because I think they're cool. And you are a people, yes. Oh, God, I gotta get used to looking at both these screens. But yeah, I never use them, and I think they're so cool, and I really want to. And I feel like if anything's gonna be kind of creepy and weird, it's probably gonna be here. Let's just move objects on. Thank you! Yeah, it's kind of growing out a little bit. Not bad, but yeah. I get lazy, and I don't want to diet. I should just go to the salon, but I'm just like, yeah, nah. Okay, so I did that one there. Sorry, I'm just trying to get my bearings. So we have a lot of lots to do. I think there's maybe 11? Yeah, lazy's the best mood. Like, that's my whole life sometimes. But especially right now, I'm just like, I don't know. Just put something there. I think we're gonna start it over here because then we can keep kind of the cows away from the Jarls. Can't imagine they would be super duper excited about having a bunch of cows around. Hello! Hi, Pear Body! You did catch it. You did. I'm so excited that people are here. Because building sometimes is very, very lonely. I'm like, I don't know what I should do today. And so I just sit there and stare at it. That's kind of sad. It's kind of a sad looking one. Because I don't want theirs to be as tall as the Jarls. The Jarls will be 4, the merchants will be 3, and then like the peasantry types will only be 2. Which is similar to what I did in the desert where they had different types of towers and things like that, so. Okay, yeah, that's a little small. Little small. Let's try 13 maybe? I think that looks better. The other one I think just had too small of a little, it looked like it had a hat. And while that is definitely a mood, that is not the mood that I'm kind of going for here. The real question is, should everybody get a cool pool? Should it just be the Jarls? Or should I let the merchants have cool pools too? Or maybe just a pool around the house? Is it too close to the road to have a pool? Am I gonna get really mad at The Sims this early? No, I'm not. Okay, cool. Yeah. What do you think? Should I have a pool or no? I'm torn. This is really why I wanted to stream, because asking the opinions of people around me does not tend to work, because they're like, I don't know, it's a... Why are you building a pyramid again? I'm like, don't worry about it. Yes, houses do not need hats in the jungle. It is too hot. Although in a similar vein of too hot, I am still struggling with what I'm going to dress these people in. So I've done a lot of different clothing types, but I'm very torn because I like saris are really, really pretty, but at the same time, the color for the jungle, and please don't ask me why this was randomized, ended up being black. So I don't feel like I want to put them in black saris. But I don't know. There's a poll on Tumblr because I'm trying to decide right now. I think Roman Senate is winning, which is interesting. What did I do? I think I didn't actually do fencing. No, I didn't. I did columns. Oh, wait, was there a puppy? That's a puppy! That is Judy Dog. Hi, Judy. Can you come say hi? I see you turning. Can you come say hello? Come up. You can come up for just a minute. Just a minute. I know you're not allowed to, and you're a very good girl. And I get so easily distracted. So easily distracted. It's ridiculous. Hi. Okay, she knows she's good, and she's not allowed to jump up on me. Pool. I'm debating pool. Also, I really like these. The merchants get a pool. Yeah, you're right. Maybe less fit. Yeah, they won't have, like, this part of the pool. They'll just have simple pool. That's right. Judy agrees. How big is this again? 13. So let's do 5 and 5. That is an awful noise. I don't like that noise at all. No. Oh, the messages show over here. Oh, that's cool. I'm still learning how to use this, by the way. I'm like, I don't really know how to do this. But... yeah. The water will look... or no, that's ponds. What am I thinking? It is very much a new thing to learn, and it makes me nervous a lot of the times because your brain just like, you're gonna mess up, and I'm like, mess up what? And it's like, you're just gonna mess up, and I'm like, you can't mess up, can you? And then yes, you can, but like, it's just, also, I just realized I'm slouching really bad. Okay, so I really want to use these cool arches again. I know they're a bit fancy. What? She hears me talking, so she thinks I'm talking to her. I'm not talking, honey. No. Usually I distract her, but she ate all of her bones, so we do not have a distraction. Anyways, I think everybody's gonna get these regardless. They're not too fancy, so I feel like the peasants can still have them, and I like how they look. That's right. Also, my dog doesn't bark. She makes Chewbacca noises because she knows she's not allowed to bark. It's very cute. I used to live in an apartment, so we had to get on the barking training. Klaus is talking to the internet right now. She's just sitting right next to me. She's my little buddy. I'm very glad that I got a COVID dog. Like, a lot of people got COVID dogs that probably shouldn't have, myself included, but hey, no regrets. So I'm just kind of feeling out how I want to do these pens. I like the idea of them not necessarily being free roaming, but also not being entirely contained. That's kind of cool. I think Sims can still go under the arches too. I don't have a Sim to test with, but I feel like that's a thing. And then we're gonna put, because they also need their little luau-y space. I don't know how the tropical area ended up being kind of cliche, but I'm also not mad at it. Like, I think it's kind of funny. Whoops. I hate when you do that. Okay, so let's put the ladies over here. And then as a calf, I'll do 3. I don't really have like a set number. I'm sure I'm gonna have to go over the MCC rules in a lot more detail just to confirm. I mean, I'm not following the rules, but I would like to be a little bit following rules. It's just they're probably gonna be my rules. I don't remember what shade I used. I think it was this one. I really, really like these. Yeah, this is the one. It's like mossy on the top, but they're also a really pretty shade of brown. Right? Yeah, like, and I'm already super duper breaking the rules because you're only supposed to have like the 4 families. I'm like, no. We're gonna do this ultimate extra, all of the things. I just can't help it. It starts with me just going, okay, well, where are they gonna live? And I'm like, but I like this area and this area and this area. So I was torn, and my steward, I had to leave it up to the poll because my steward almost got their own little area. Because I really think dwarf forests are cool. And I have all the dwarf plants from Sun and Moon. So we could do a really cool dwarf forest, but the people said no. Maybe the royal family can live in a dwarf forest. I didn't realize how controversial the word biome was, though. Like, scientists do not have a lot of agreement on the subject, which is interesting to me. Because it seems like they're just arguing semantics about what makes a biome of its own. And I love that stuff. Like, I could just sit and watch videos about that all day and be totally happy. I will say this part is kind of tedious, but I don't want it to be straight. Like, I want the little knobbly bits, because that's what makes it. I also don't remember what wallpaper I used. I normally make collection folders, but I forgot. I could say Twitch over a road, everybody. I mean, we might... I definitely want some sort of island, but I am going to add... words are hard. Like a vacation area at some point, so maybe that can be the island and the dwarf forest and all that. I don't know. Okay, what else did they have over here? Okay, so we had our little luau-y area. Also, they're getting hyenas from Castaway Stories? I don't remember exactly what it's called, but yeah, we're getting hyenas, and I regret nothing. Probably all the areas are going to have animals, just completely honest, but... Alright, so our little luau-y area, which is not going to be called a luau, but y'all know what I mean. I want it a little bit more open, and then I'm going to erase 3 tiles? I think that's fair. I might have to pop over to this other lot, though, and grab, like, wallpaper and stuff. Just make a collections folder. Where's their door? Oh, they don't have a door. Yeah, this is a very open area. I keep forgetting how open I decided to make it. But it looks really good, I think. It's just something different, too. Like, I like how stepped pyramids look. And, I mean, if you're going to do a stepped pyramid, you probably should be doing it in the jungle. I was trying to explain this to my brother, and he's just like, but why? That doesn't make sense. He comes at it from, like, a historical point of view, and I'm like, well, they do have them there. And he's like, yeah, but in your little world that you're making, I'm like, hey, now, don't judge my world building. This is for me. I can do what I want. He usually has good ideas, which is why he is forced to endure listening to me, but... Oh, why is that different colors? Oh, I don't like that. I'm gonna ignore that. That's right, Judy, we are ignoring it. Just trying again. Just like, maybe if I just keep on keeping on. I thought about doing like one of those little pet cam things, but my pets move around way too much. Way too much. Don't steal that cat toy. Don't do it. That's not your toy. No, it's not. It's in fact not your toy. Yeah, that's my entire, like, life. I'm like, I don't like that, so I am electing to ignore that. Which isn't always the best, but works for me. Ah, you. Missy May. That was almost a bark. There are very rare occasions she'll bark. Usually it's because someone's at the door and she's very excited. But occasionally we're riled. All right. That is looking pretty good so far, I think. And because I can't do my normal trash can trick on these lots, I have just been putting it on the top level for now. Even though this one is probably going to be used space, so I might just put it in a wall. Okay, but I need to go to this other lot and grab wallpaper. Right? The inventory thing, that happened in Adiran. I don't know what happened exactly, but everybody had traits assigned, and now I'm going through the round again, and there's not traits. And I'm like, where's everything? This is really loud. There we go. I feel like all of their traits I'm having to reassign, and it's kind of annoying. I also don't know how to go about it. I can't even remember the name of the mod now, which is driving me nuts. If there's a mod that assigns favorite color and traits randomly, automatically, which is wonderful, but there's some screwiness with it, which I'm not super happy with. And also, I don't know how to handle the fact that some of my Adiran Sims have traits that don't exist, other than trying to make them myself, which I'm not very good at that. Everyone always tells me, they're like, it's not that hard. I'm like, you say that, but it actually is pretty dang hard for me. I don't know why. Alright, so tropical rainforest. What icon should we go with? Side note, I recently found out you can take out the collections folders and have like individual collection folders for each neighborhood, which I'm there's a flower. There we go. I'm very excited about this. We're gonna call this, it is hard, and they're always like, it's easy, you can mesh. Like when I was trying to make hair ties for freaking Rip Grunt, it's so easy. Just, yeah, you just do this, 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 and then we're on like step 37, and I'm like, I still don't have hair ties. It's hard. It's hard. I maintain that it's hard. Did I just add that to the wrong thing? I think I did. Let's see if I did. But anyways, you can have, yeah, I did, like a set of collections folders just for this. And I didn't really think about that, but it's very nice and it's very convenient. But now I gotta rebuild collections folders like a lot. You made a mod edit? That is cool. I can do recolors and I can build things. I've heard Sims 4 is easier, but I don't know. My brain doesn't work that way. It's the same with languages. I cannot understand how language works. I can barely pronounce my own native language. And I've tried so hard. I tried to learn French for years, and I just suck at it. I suck at it, and I've accepted this, that language is not my forte. Some people are just good at things. English does not work at all. But my main problem is a lot of my vocabulary I learned from reading, which is a common thing where people learn stuff like from books, but they never hear things pronounced. And so your mind makes up how those things are pronounced and how certain letters and vowel combinations are pronounced. And then after that, you're just screwed because your brain doesn't want to think anything else. And that's my problem. Made for reading in class very interesting. I hated it. I remember rereading some Greek myth, and I said, instead of Persephone, I said Perspone. And I just kind of wanted to slither into the floor and never be seen again, because everybody laughed. Everybody laughed. And I was like, at least I know what the word means. I know who she is. Yeah, I saw a Tumblr post, and I know it was a joke, but like, if there was a hotline I could call and say, how do I pronounce this word, I absolutely would. Just like, please help me. I need your assistance. Please just tell me how to say this word. What's another one? Lapel. I said lapel. 100% very confident in that pronunciation. And my friend just looked at me and went, lapel? And I was like, okay, thank you. Thank you for that judgmental tone. You didn't need to go there. I'm just grabbing some of the foliage. I was good here. I tried not to download a billion palm trees because there were many. Yeah, right? Like, you see it, and I sew, but like, I had never had to say it. Yeah, now you know. Learn from my sadness, because oh my gosh, I really, it was bad. It was a bad moment for me. I was walking into a Walmart of all things, and I was like, okay. But yeah, at least, as long as you can spell it, I feel like that's an excuse. I do it all the time. But, oh, it's, yeah, I can see trying to make it French. But yeah, spelling is not my problem, it's the pronouncing, but would it be in French? No, it's L-A-P-E-L. Yeah, that's one that sticks out to me. I do it all the time too. It's not just that. I blame my dad because my dad also has a terrible tendency to use words completely wrong, and then like we have to do some mental math to figure out the word that he actually meant to say. And by the time we do all the mental math, we're on a completely different subject and we're still talking about it and people are confused. I'm like, see what you've done to me? You've ruined me as a person, because now I have half the conversation in my head. I think the other person's on board. They have no idea what's happening. What's that? Broad metal. Hi, broad metal promotion? Okay. I don't know what that is. Just like, is that a person? I don't think that's a yeah. I have no idea how to even do that. Oh no. I probably should have looked in how to do that, but ba-da-dum-choo. Yeah, and I agree, it should not be spelled like that if that's not what they meant. I have no idea. We're just going to ignore it. I'm ignoring it. I will figure that out later. That's how I'm going to work with that. Okay, Dragon's Nest. I'm also very excited that I get to use the dragons. That is absolutely a problem for future Klaus. Future me can handle that, because no thank you. Oh yeah, that's right. So I'm gonna let the Jarls have like the big dragons, the big boy dragons, and the other people, like the merchants, will have the minor dragon, and then I have very teeny tiny dragons for like the peasantry. All right, so I grabbed the wall, I grabbed the dragon, I grabbed the deco one as well. Oh yeah, that's right, I used... Also, for future streams there will be sound, but I didn't want to figure it out. I mean, I started to figure it out, and then I got overwhelmed. So I was like, there's not going to be music this time. There's too many issues with what you're allowed to do, what you're not allowed to do. Side note, here's a sneak peek of some items I'm thinking of decorating with. I haven't decorated really the interior of most of these lots that I've been building, because I want to have something fun to do, and while building is fun, it's not as fun as decorating. But yeah, I do have a lot of the Castaway stuff already, like the... Pretty sure that's the Holy Grail. The Chalice of Days, basically the Holy Grail. I definitely want them to be really into tea. I don't know why, it just pleases me that they would be very into tea. Also, the peasants are going to have chickens, but that's a whole other separate thing. Oh yeah, that's right. That was what I'm forgetting. So, in this particular area, like, ancestor worship is going to be a thing. Because I'm trying to make them all have kind of their own quirks and different things. And so I like the idea of there being graveyards on their home lots. I'll just add one of these because then I can get to them really easily. I think that's everything I really need to grab. Wait, that looks cool. What is that? I don't think I grabbed that. Where are you? It's so hard on my new screen because my Sims window is like whoop, real tiny and it's sometimes hard to see. Doing my best. Doing my best. Oh yeah, that's a tree too, isn't it? Yes, it is. I don't know how many people are going to be allowed to have those big cool trees, but okay. I think we've got everything because that's only going to be on the Jarl's lot. Well, actually, wait. Let's just grab this stuff now. I'm sure that I can find it easily, but meh. Also, I don't know what it says about me that I'm adding the animals like last, because that's the true reward for me, is I get to pick out pets for everybody. I think that's very on brand. I know they're gonna have hyenas, like for sure, but everybody else, we're flexible. Yeah, like that's the one thing that Sims 4 is the most superior game in that one regard, is you can search for things, and I don't know how many times I try in Sims 2 anyways. I'm like, maybe it'll magically let me. Uh-oh, what is exploding? That's an exploding mesh of some kind. That looks like... Are those the columns exploding? I think it is. That's fine. That's... We're just gonna... Glossing over it. Glossing over. Yeah, like when people complain about like the way that buy and build mode's set up in The Sims 4, I'm just like, y'all don't even know what we went through. That is one thing that I kind of want to start streaming, because I'm not going to say that there was a negative backlash to me putting it on YouTube, but yeah, people did not seem to enjoy the Sims 4 content very much, and so I was like, yes, people do complain about it. They complain about how it's organized. They complain just about, like, all of it in general. And I'm like, okay, but, like, again, do you remember? Do you recall the old ways? And they do not. It's kind of uneven, and I don't love that, but I think I can put trees there and be satisfied. Oh god, the debug stuff. That I just don't get, like, and a lot of other people, I mean, I do get it from, like, a programming perspective, and, like, people who don't have the best computers, they don't want them to feel like they're missing out, but oh my gosh. I actually didn't play The Sims 3 very much. I bought, I think, the Ambitions-y one, the working one, and the pets. I don't even know the name of the expansion packs, but I bought the pets one as well. And the pets one was like my favorite. It's one of my favorite Sims games, but it's just, it's so laggy to the point where it's really miserable for me to play. So I do not. Which is sad, because even now I've got a beast of a computer and I tried it and I was like, nope, it's not happening. This is not, it's not working. Plunk those up for now. Alright, we're gonna put... Yeah, no, it does not. And I've seen people who have, like, all of the expansion packs and stuff, and, like, the way that just constant pop-ups, zombies, the future, like, all of it. I'm like, that is so overwhelming, I would probably cry. Like, I would cry 10 minutes into playing it. It would not be good. I don't think it's compatible with the way that my brain works, and that's fine. It doesn't have to be. It can be its own little bubble, but I did enjoy the pets a great deal. Because they were just, I loved that you could go and find a bird or a snake or whatever, and you can have those creatures. yeah, I haven't even installed it on this new one. I installed Sims 4, which I'm debating doing like a legacy that'll just be on Twitch. Because I really haven't played through Sims 4 either. I found it very boring, but I'm intrigued by that new expansion pack, and I want to give it a fair shake. So I'm like, maybe I can do a legacy, and I can see if I really enjoy it or hate it or not. Should the bull get... I don't know if the big trees should go on anybody else's lots. I feel like maybe they should just go for the Jarl slot. That'll be a Jarl exclusive. Why not? I'm so arbitrary about what the things that certain people can have and certain people cannot have. I couldn't even explain a solid reason for it. I'm just like, no. Yeah, it looks so good, and like the babies actually have gameplay. Because normally, like with the freaking wedding stories things, like that was not gameplay. That was not fun for me. That was like click and point. And no, it was stressful. No one really enjoyed it, and that seems counterproductive to what we're trying to do here as players. All right, let's maybe put the highness somewhere else. Where? Can I just put him in a pen with the bull? Maybe he's watching the bull. That could be something. God, my nose itches so bad. I don't know why. I think it's actually anxiety, but I'm just like, it doesn't help that my hair sheds like in lots of little teeny tiny pieces, so it gets stuck to my face all the time, and I really don't enjoy that. Oh, this is actually supposed to be dirt. I forgot. That's okay. Because I can fix that. I'm so excited to have these items, by the way. They're, again, castaway conversions, and yeah, it's going to be awesome. Anything that adds like a gameplay element that I don't have, I'm so excited for. And there's still, every day I'm finding Sims 2 items that are like fully functional, and I'm like, wait a minute, this exists? How long has this existed? Why did no one tell me? I think it was PC Sims or something. Like, they actually had a lot of really cool functional items, and I ran into it the other day and I was like, oh yeah, I kind of remember this. Okay, yeah, that's how they did it. Although I say they did it, like the Sims had any say in my decorating. Okay. Our only slight problem with this lot now is I do need to move. I'm sorry, Mr. Bull, you're gonna have a smaller enclosure. It's gonna happen. I'm sorry. This lot is actually meant to be a merchant family home in the Medieval Charter Challenge, which I have really, really made a lot of changes to the rules, but it's essentially the same. You start out with your one kind of noble sim, you get one merchant class or yeoman family, and then you get 2 peasant families, and you have to like get a charter to be a city. I'm doing it a bit different, in which there's a bunch of different biomes. So like this is the tropical one, we've done desert, we've done dry coast and mountains, and like a river one. There's 8 total. And they're all going to be competing to basically become the next king, is how I'm going to play it. But there's a lot of pre-building going on, which is honestly why I'm streaming, because I'm like, I'm going to be building anyways, and I don't want to be alone. So everybody can join me. Yep, 8 biomes in 1 neighborhood. It's not too bad. Here, I can actually show you real quick. This particular side neighborhood is called E because I didn't want to spoil one of the other areas. It also loads really quickly because this is a limited CC folder, so I don't have as much. Yeah, those are exploding columns. It's fine. I don't have as much. So these are all the lots I would like to build today. So actually we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10, not counting this one. And I decorated it just enough so you can get the idea, like there's some walkways, things like that. Also over here is the grasslands. And as you can see, I used a lot of like neighborhood deco to kind of differentiate them. So even though this is also home to a tropical neighborhood. We have like this open grassland area here. These guys are very kind of battle oriented, I'm gonna say. And their main thing is raising cattle. And so I gave them some just very colorful, kind of cutesy looking houses. They all have like the military trainee run-through course thing. Over here is going to be another biome, but I don't want to spoil it. Yes, there's going to be Sims living in all of these lots. Right now you can see I've moved in the MCC. Like, again, the MCC challenge, you basically get 4 families, and so each biome has 4. So we have like the Raptus family, Argyris family, Floros, and the Metaxas. They're all just couples. I haven't actually started playing it yet, but I didn't want to add like kids and elders and all of that. I just wanted to start off with just couples. I felt like it would be easier for me, especially with aging. We also have, can I click this without clicking the, yeah, okay. We're going on a little tour of the neighborhood because I'm still very excited about all of it. I know that it seems like a lot, but I have 200 households in Adiran, maybe more. It's a lot. So like to this to me, I'm like, this is nothing. I can play through this rotation. Yeah, no, the Uberhood scares me. That's why I'm doing the Uberhood challenge the way that I am, so I don't have to have all of them. I've never finished an Uberhood rotation. Not once. Yeah, Adiran is insane. I can't play it on stream because it would crash. It would crash. There's no way. But you can see we got like the little mountain area over here. This is actually the smallest biome. I rolled to see how many lots that they would get and be allowed to have. They literally rolled the bare minimum. So they only have space for 2 peasant families and 1 merchant family, and then their Jarl. 15 is a lot. For most people, 15 is a lot. I'm aware my view is very skewed by Adiran because it's been so many years that I've built up the tolerance. It's like the frog in the cooking pot. Like, I'm like, it's fine now. It's great. Here is the dry coast. These two probably don't make sense together, but you can't see. Like, when you're playing over there, you can't see over here. They're actually going to be allowed to visit the other biomes. I don't want to limit them, and I figure trade is a thing, so I'm just gonna let them. Like, why not? I thought about visitor controller and things like prisoner tokens, but yeah. You gotta add more Sims. Oh, I don't have that problem in most of my neighborhoods. I add Sims. I make a lot of Sims too, and then I want to play with them. Like, different faces alone, that's at least 8 female Sims per lady, and I'm on wife 6, so like I also make a lot of Sims that I want to use. This is the Riverlands, which is the largest biome. Eight to 9, that's a decent amount. What does your neighborhood have? I don't know if I follow you on Tumblr. I know I follow, and I hope I'm saying this right, Lilliputty? Lilliputty? I don't know. Pronouncing things is hard. I'm sorry. My Riverlands. What else have I done? Oh yeah, desert. We are going to go back to building, but now I'm admiring my work. I'm definitely not procrastinating. The desert. You can absolutely steal them, and you can tag me, and I will reblog them, because this is who I am as a person. The desert special, they just get 1. Criminal Milk, I think I do follow you. I'm gonna have to check, but I'm not gonna do it right now because I will immediately get distracted by Tumblr. It's problematic. I open a window and I'm like, I'm gonna go over there, and I'm gonna go over there, and then it's the end of the day and I haven't done anything. Okay, so we went on our little adventure and we are back to tropical zone. I do like how that looks. It's just an alternative to fences, because, yeah, I could put a fence, but I prefer the way that looks, even though I think it's not happy with me for doing, like, that little curve. It's fine. It can deal with it. Okay, so we have our little ancestor worship area, which this is a really cool item. It's by, I believe it was Sun and Moon. It might have just been Fractured Moonlight, but it like summons evil forces, so they'll randomly spawn stuff. Super cool, and I like that for this area. So, little Yeah, I get tripped up by everything. I have been tripped over the name John at one point. Just not very good at pronouncing things in general. Okay, closer. Progress. Progress is being made. I'm going to take my progress. Because normally I don't get that far. Which is funny, because my real world name is kind of a weird one. So I tried it. That's honestly why I try hard to pronounce things correctly. Is I know it can be annoying for people. I've just accepted that no one is going to pronounce my name right. But they can pronounce Klaus. I'm like, okay, that works. That is related to my name. I will take it. Alright, so abandoned nest over there, and then they have deco nest there. It's actually not that much stuff in this particular CC folder. My Adiran folder, I might at the end of the stream try and open Adiran. Oh, no, because it'll take 20 minutes to load. Like, I would love to show it, but oh my god, it's problematic. Most of what I've got, though, is from Plumbug Keep. Like, all of this is freshly downloaded. I did not use any CC that I had pre-existing, except for, like, maybe some wallpapers. And, yeah. Internet Fame Lottery. There you go! That would totally work. That would work. Funnily enough, I'm like... I don't know why that scares me. I can't see what I'm typing. Oh no, can I move this? Ah, okay. We're just gonna have to trust my typing. Yeah, like that's one of the things that I'm like, I would never want to be... I don't want to be perceived in general, but I'm trying to be better about it. I'm trying. I don't even know why. I'm just... Like, I'm kind of a private person, but not like I don't care. It's not because I care. I don't know. It's weird. That's also why I'm streaming as well. Is I'm like, all right, let's poke around at why this makes you uncomfortable and figure it out. And I don't have any answers yet, so because I like people. I like interacting with people. I don't understand. Do not understand. It's just one of those weird things. Like, there's no pictures of me. Like, there's maybe 3 from high school. It's weird. There you go. I honestly thought about trying to do this with no face cam, but I was just reading about it and they're like, yeah, you don't want to do that. Nobody is going to watch it. No, the dream is Belle's Library, but that's a whole other thing. I'm getting there though. I have my giant... I don't know if you can see all of my books, but that's one of them. I have another one that size. No, 2 more that size. A tiny wall bookshelf, another bookshelf there, and 2 in my bedroom. So, like, I'm building my own Belle's Library. That is the only Disney princess that understands me. And yes, making sure that everybody got to see my books was very important to me when I was setting up where my camera lived. It's like, no, they must see the books. They must appreciate the books. So many people have to move those books every time I move that no one wants to help me move anymore, so someone must appreciate the books. Yeah, it's all my favorite books. Like, in my book organization, like, if people could see it up close, would probably have a heart attack. But, you know, it's okay. The one downstairs is organized by color. I'm not quite chaotic to organize it by... I've seen people do this where they flip all their books around and you just see, like, the inside pages because it's an aesthetic thing. And I'm like, why? You're a monster. Like, why would you do that? How are you supposed to know which book is which? But then people see how I do it and they also have that reaction, so. I don't know. I just have a, like, defaulty... It's not photographic necessarily, but, like, I'm pretty good at... If I see something enough, I know where it is always, and I could, like, draw it on a map. Like, I know precisely how it looks. It's odd. Ooh, what are you reading? Because I will always encourage reading. How did Yodely Yodely make such beautiful lots? I don't understand. Like, her landscaping was so good. So good. Yes! Wheel of Time! I love the Wheel of Time. It's very exciting to me. Also, pair body, that is awesome. Simming while other people sim is the way to go, honestly. It's easy to get distracted, especially when Wheel of Time is as long as it is. I actually had to stop my speed read because I was getting migraines every single day, and I'm like, okay, I physically can't do this anymore, but it's so good. That's not bad. Most people quit by then. I know it's not for everybody. I really love Wheel of Time. I do. It is a special place in my heart. Although sometimes the fans can get on my nerves, but I think that's with anything. Sometimes fan people try to ruin it for the rest of us. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I loved the show. Honestly, like, I loved the changes they made because there was no way they were going to be able to recreate the book. So do your own thing. And, like, I'm okay with it. But people got nasty. I'm like, all right, y'all should calm down. I'm just kind of plunking things down. No real order. Logic and Sense, we do not know her. Yeah, I don't know if you ever watched Yodely Yodely's videos once upon a time, but her landscaping... Watching her videos made me landscape. Because I was like, hey, I could do this. It's not hard. It still is hard. But, like, I had more desire to not have lots that looked... questionable. It's so hard, like, to make it look natural and not, like, weird. I've settled on just point and click, but... But that's part of why I wanted to do biomes, too, is it, like, forces me to landscape not just one way, but 8 different ways, and hopefully... convey where they're supposed to be. Yeah, as long as you're putting some trees down, like, that counts. That totally counts. I love this default replacement. I don't even know where I got it, but it's fantastic. That's also a major problem with me, is I install things like a monster. I guess the other people, they're like, yeah, I have this folder and it goes in there, and then if it's okay, I go back and I move it here, and I'm like, that is amazing. You're doing so amazing. I can't do that. I can't. I don't have the patience. I don't have the tolerance for it. I just chuck it all into my game. And then something breaks and I'm like, This is my own fault, and I probably should learn from this experience, but I will not. I'm so impressed with people that do that, that have beautifully organized folders. Right? Like, I have kind of something going up, but not really. And I used to have more, but I saw a post, of course, and they're like, this will make your game run faster. Don't have many folders. And I was like, I will totally erase all of my folders. Did that. Big mistake. I now have folders again, but I did not notice any pickup in the speed of my game, personally. I always feel like the caveat of, like, I could have been doing something wrong needs to be added because this is me, but they are magicians. They're so magical. Like, they are the true heroes. Honestly, my folders is the reason why I know Sun and Moon put out, like, a thing for beta testers. And I have a lot of time, and I'm like, I would love to beta test things. But then I looked at my folders, and I went, would you really love to do that? Or would you make somebody's life a lot harder than it needed to be by just this mess? And so I did not apply. Not saying that I would have even gotten in if I did, but yeah. I was like, no. Sun and Moon is amazing. They do not deserve to put up with my nonsense. Look at us go. We got a banana tree. We got flowers. I honestly wanted more flowers in this area, but the neighborhood has enough that I'm, like, satisfied. Because I could just download plants for this area all day. All day, all night. Just plant city. Well, they do have... I looked in the forum, and there is going to be, like, a trainee kind of section where it seems like that they want to help people learn these skills so they can in turn be a beta tester. I don't know if you looked into that, but I considered it. But again, I'm just kind of a mess, so I decided not to put that upon them. I want to be sportive, but not in a way that is actually making more problems. That's fair. I think it's on Discord, though. Not on Plump Upkeep. You don't have to sign up. Yeah, I used to not join any, and I still don't really respond to a lot of forum things just because they also scare me, but I want the pretties, and I will sign up for things for pretties. That's why I signed up for Tumblr, is literally CC. Discord can be pretty bad, but it just depends. I just curate my experience to not deal with 90% of the people. But I kind of have to have one because that's where my D&D group and stuff meets. Okay, let's actually put the roof on this. Yeah, I don't think I participate actively in any Sims Discord, which is probably sad, but I'm also... Again, like, I'm not trying to advertise and, like, be sim famous. Like, I'm fine. Thank you. I probably could. I have relevant real-life work experience, probably, but I just don't want to. I don't want to. I'm happy with this just being chill. That said, I think we have finished our first lot. I'm fairly satisfied with that. We just need to add some dragons. And I was going green. I might go full green for everybody. Where's... Oh, that's a big one. Where's the little one? There you are. Okay. Should we go green? Why did you have to do that? We were trying to look at you. We were trying to look at you, and you just jumped. That's very rude behavior. We could do white. White's kind of cool. Or I can lean into the black, because that is the assigned color for the droppable area. Yellow's pretty. That just reminds me of Toothless. I have so many colors. Maybe everybody can have their own. That could be fun. Or they can just be all... What if they're all different colors, like flowers? And then the big dragons that the Jarls have are all green, but maybe these minor dragons, which I'm considering like a separate species, so these are not going to grow any larger into like a big one. Yeah, what if these are just funky and fancy free? I have so many recolors of that. I was like, I don't have that many. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. It's problematic. That looks like Spyro. Let's just do different colors. I'm very into the idea of them looking like flowers. I am going to put like the bovine feeder dishes and everything. I'm just not doing it today. You know what? You guys are even going to get 3. This reminds me of my Temple of Kinnereth. Putting all the owls on that temple took me so long. So long. And it was so satisfying when I was done. Like, it was so pretty. I don't think I should do green. Just because I'm doing green for, like, the main Jarls. So there's, like, camouflage and stuff. These guys are supposed to be, like, little flowers. Yes. Okay. Also, that lot is actually going to be lived in once I start the neighborhood. Because that's one thing with these, is a lot of these houses that I'm building, that's why I'm not really recording them, or haven't been, is they're not going to be played in right away. It won't be till, like, the merchant family has more kids and they need to move out that they'll move into one of the available lots. Alright, so it's peasant. Do we want to do another peasant lot? Or not another one. The first one? Or do we want to do another merchant family? I'm trying to see. Yeah, this would be a merchant. Merchant. Yeah, I have 8 merchant lots. Holy Toledo. And I think 3 peasants. Yeah, they get a lot of merchants in this area. That'll be interesting. Trade will be interesting. So we can do one of 3 peasant lots, or we can do one of 7 merchant lots. What do you think? God, I really like how this looks. Even tucked away a little temple. Alright, I'm gonna pick. Nobody picked. I'm gonna pick. Peasant. Mostly because I haven't made one yet, so I want to, like, feel that out. I'm just so glad my game loads this fast. Doing a limited CC folder for this was the best decision that I've ever made. In some ways, I wish I had done that for my medieval charter, or not medieval charter, oh goodness, my medieval color legacy challenge. But at the same time, the reason I didn't is because, well, it's color specific, and downloading items like that's problematic. But still, it would have been helpful to me. Alright, so we got merchant there, Jarl there. Now we got a peasant. Their house. Maybe I should put it towards the back, but what are they gonna raise? Because we have, like, dragons and the Brahmin are gonna be kind of everywhere. I thought about having them grow tea, because again, I don't know why I'm delighted by the idea that they would grow tea, but I think it fits. I also have Legend of Zelda. That's what I could not think of that word. I have these. Excuse me, that look very jungly. I could have the mine, potentially something kind of cool. love all the Fallout plants, but they do not go here. This is not their lane. I could maybe do these, like... Dragon Age? Was that Dragon Age? Yeah. I can do some Dragon Age plants, maybe? No, that's not good. What's that? Is that a pineapple? They could grow pineapples. Because the thing about me is I'm fascinated by pineapples. I actually hate pineapple, but the way that it grows is the most bizarre thing to me. I don't understand it. I would like to understand it, but I don't. Was that a yes to pineapple? Because I think I'm going to take it that way, that it was a yes to pineapple. I just think it's fascinating that it just grows in the ground like that. Asparagus is another one that I saw the way that asparagus grew and I was just like, what? Like this looks like something that I would do to my brother to mess with him. Like the way that asparagus grows in the ground. It's not real. Totally fake. I don't believe it. I don't buy it. All right, cool. We're going to do pineapple. I'm trying to see if there's anything else they should grow, or I will allow them to grow. What is this? Old embryo, old fruit. Oh, those are just the same plants. I could do coffee. Maybe like the poor people have coffee and the rich people have tea. Sunflowers. What is this? Corn. No corn. Yeah, because I am going to do a grove of some kind, but yeah. But see what I mean about the dwarf forest? We have teeny tiny trees. We have teeny tiny trees. It could happen. It could happen. Alright, well, I don't think the Jarl will want to see the farming, so that's going to go back there. I don't know where the mining is going to go. These things are kind of OP, so I'm still debating them, because they do give motive boost. But let's put in the peasant house. Maybe 9 by 9 and 5 by 5. It looks so sad compared to the other ones, but that's what I want to do. It's very sad. And instead of a pool, I think they're gonna get a pond. Not like a big pond, but just like a little deepy pond. Are you over here? Oh no, it's too close. Too close. Don't worry about the water, I will fix it. It will not look like the abyss. We'll put this under a rock. Ta-da! Okay. Honestly, I don't know how I functioned without collections folders for so long. I never used to use them. And now I use them for everything. They're the greatest. Instead of a pool, I'm gonna do like stone. Just to kind of show that they're mimicking their betters, as you would, or as you will. I don't know. Words are hard. Off. Okay. That there. I don't think they're going to have a huge, kind of complex area here. So this will be their party space, and then we will have the pineapple garden over there. We'll have the coffee crops, and then we will have some tea crops. Yeah, cool. Cool, 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 cool. Actually, what if I just... I know I did that for terrain paint at one point, but I kind of like how it looks, just leaving it there. Alright. All the plants and trees. I think I have other pineapple, oh my gosh. Not coconut trees. Palm trees. God, words are hard right now. I think I have other ones that I was using on the Jarl slot, but eh. Let's put the hyena over there. And then we're gonna bananas and coconuts. This reminds me a little bit of Hreindal, which was my Viking neighborhood. Which, fun fact, that was how I started my YouTube career, such as it is. I did find a walkthrough recently that makes me think that I can actually save Hreindal. I don't know if I can, but I'm going to try, because I put so much time and energy into that neighborhood, and the fact that because I was using a different version of the game, I was using the Ultimate Collection instead of my discs, because my discs are no longer viable. Yeah, that was upsetting. That was a very, very upsetting moment for me. And if I could save it. So I decided that this particular area, I've been giving every area kind of their own thing, and their area is... like they're into ancestor worship, so they're buried on their lot. But this thing is actually a spawner, so it spawns creatures for your Sims to fight, essentially. It's by, I believe, Sun and Moon. It might just be Fractured Moonlight. There's good ones and bad ones. I just put the one tombstone. I did use this tree spawner version, which is a good one, in the grasslands. And I thought about doing the malevolent one, but I like the headstone better with the idea that these people are very into, like I said, ancestor worship, essentially. I'm trying to make all this fit, and it's not. I've got to make this bigger. There we go. Okay, that's better. Yeah, one thing about me is I will world build no matter what, even if it does not matter. Like my medieval color legacy challenge, I have worlds building things. Like, it's unnecessary. It's just a legacy challenge. The world and that they live in doesn't matter, but I have created a world because this is who I am as a person. All right. I like the Ottoman Empire. I think it's very interesting. I know it's not popular in like the Sims world necessarily, but I actually made a couple Ottoman Empire Sims. I think I made, oh gosh, I'm probably pronouncing this wrong, even though I had the pronunciation guide. Harem? And then another one, I don't remember her name off the top of my head. Hey, Sims journals work. That was one thing when I did start sharing like Sims content. It was not necessarily the most popular thing, but I've always just kind of been creating for myself, and somehow by doing that I ended up finding people that like historical Sims. Yeah. They are... You'd probably have to go through my downloads. I'm not sure. I'm still working on organizing the master list. But yes, I did make... I would look for the sim dumps, because that's where they're going to be. A harem and another one. Can I look on the internet without this being angry at me? I can! Ooh. Hold on, let me see if I can send a link. Let's find out. It might not work, but I'm going to try. Because I make so many sims. If people want some sims, have the sims. Please. Use them because there's so many. Okay, Wheel of Time sims. Sorry, that was my cat. Yeah, I know you're angry. Stop. Hold on, my heater is now angry. Okay. Sorry. He decided to jump up. Where are they? Okay. Okay, yeah, I don't remember how to pronounce that, but I found the link. Can I put it in here? They're both in there. It's the 1, 2, 3, 4, the 5th sim and the 7th sim. Is it Hasar Kaiden? I don't know, she's super duper pretty, but yeah, I made some. I've made a lot of sims. So many sims. Okay, back to the belt. Oh, don't you start. Okay, rude. I hate when sometimes the sims, like, you'll have an object and you go away from the screen and then for a while there it doesn't let you turn it around. It's annoying. Just like, work with me here, game. You're welcome. I am always happy to have people play with my sims. And if you happen to post it on Tumblr, tag me, I will share it. Because I am a sharing fool. I think that's another thing that kind of helped me in the beginning. Just find like people that liked the same style of simming that I did, is I just started sharing like people's posts. And it seems like there's some hesitation to share gameplay posts sometimes. And I'm like, no, I will share everything because it makes me happy and I want to support this person. And it's worked out. It seems like the historical Sims 2 community is very active and friendly, typically. Like everybody just wants to look at each other's stuff and go, that's so pretty. And I appreciate that. All right, before I get too far ahead of myself, I do wish I could press shift and hold and like have the item repeat itself for these sun and moon objects, because this is the one thing I don't like. And I get that there's probably a very valid reason that they are that way. They really are. That's why, like, especially when I find people that I don't know, I'm like, please join us. You will have fun. We don't have popsicles in reality, but like metaphorically popsicles all the time. Yeah, and everybody's just so like, immediately you're like, I don't know how to do this thing, or I want to do this, how do you do it in your game? And people always have really cool ideas, because, I mean, the game's pretty old now. Like, chances are someone has tried it or has done it before. And everybody is just... It makes me real happy. Why are those so awkwardly spaced? Like, I can do that, but I really don't like that. They're not spaced the same as this, and it's really bothering me. But you know what? I can make them be spaced that way. Kadoosh. There's probably a trio of T, and I just didn't realize it. Is there? Because if there is, then that would make my life easier. Although I just recalled something that I forgot. Cool, 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 cool. I'll put one here. Fountains! We need fountains, because I have a mod that makes water important. One row or single bush. Ah. Oh well. I made it work. I want more pineapples though. I want like 2 pineapple patches, I think. Okay, we're gonna have to scooch down, scooch down. Thank you. Also, this is a very simple thing, but just turning plant objects sometimes, absolutely world-changing. I used to never do it, and then I was like, why don't my gardens look as good? And I'm like, oh, because you never turn anything ever. They look weird when it's too uncanny valley. Like, shift things around. Okay, I can work with that. Let's do this real quick. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Fencing. I wish you could put fencing in collections folders. That's one thing that I never understood why they don't let you do that. I'm like, why? Why can't I have it in there? Again, I'm sure that there's like a smart people reason. I don't know what it is. I just wish that I could. I also wish when you added an object and you have it like in a specific color or shade, it would save it in the collections folder as that rather than the default. Because sometimes, especially like say with the dragons, there's a million recolors and I want to save a specific set of the white ones and I can't do that. And then I forget they're there. Again, Sims 4 is superior in that regard because you can't really forget you have a recolor because you can like search for pink and it'll come up, whereas you can't really do that here. And I'm notorious for forgetting. Like for my Pleasant View Museum, I downloaded a bunch of posters and still haven't put them up because I keep forgetting that they exist. But I downloaded like motivational posters and stuff that you would see in an office, like that would make sense. Not really an office, but you know what I mean. A public setting, I guess. I don't know. These guys are only gonna have 2. They don't have a lot of ancestors, I guess. Exactly, like, I wish someone could explain to me why that's not possible. Because I feel like it's genuinely not possible or someone would have done it. But I don't understand enough about programming to say for certain what the issue is and if it can be resolved at all. My programming expertise lies in other directions. Which is pretty rude. My work should have trained me how to figure out video games. Just saying, just saying. Yeah, exactly. And then you can't use it. And it's just like, urgh. I would love to use those like nooks and niches more. Part of my problem though is they don't disappear. That was why I didn't use the big temple pieces in this lot. Yeah, I feel like the collection is not even saving it's saving like the mesh or something. I don't know. But yeah, the other reason I don't use those is the exact reason that I'm not using. If I can find them. Oh, I'm sorry, my hand's in front of the camera. I don't know. I'm bad at that. Where? Like the game itself. Do I have hiders? I might have them hidden. I think I do. Do I seriously have them hidden? Why would I hide them? It's not like they're taking up space. Hold on, now that's gonna bug me. I thought I unhid them because I wanted to see if it worked. Okay, apparently I re-hid them. I don't know what I did, but my point is there's these big pyramid pieces. I'm sure you've seen them. I was going to use them for this area and then I realized that I didn't want to because they don't go, like walls down doesn't work with those, so they're in your way all the time. That is probably the main reason that I do not, well, one of a few, that I don't really download lots from other people. It's not that they're not beautiful. It's that they don't consider walls down, and they also don't consider like routing a lot of the times. And I would get so frustrated with like these super cool castle builds that I just could not play in. Like it would be impossible for me, and I'm just like, nope, not doing it, not today. And I feel bad because I know people download like my lots, but it's personal preference. Like, I'm sorry that I don't download people's slots, but I can't do it, can't do it. Because even if the odds are good that they have the same sensibilities as I do in terms of how I want my game to run and function and all of that, at this point I also just build so much that it's just not necessary. That said, there's a lot of really cool modern lots that I have considered trying to download. Exactly, like the way that I play my game is very different from how anybody else is going to play it, just because that's the nature of the beast. I totally do that too. Like, I turn around when I'm decorating and stuff, but like I really don't turn my camera. I feel like there is a right way to look at specific houses, even if it's not the best way. Like, it's the way that my brain has decided I must view their home. And it bothers me if I'm not viewing it from that angle. It's very silly, and yet that's how I am. It's exactly like a dollhouse. Like, you have to look at it. You get it. You get it. My partner laughs at me sometimes because I'm like, God, I hate that the stairs are here. And he's like, can't you just turn the camera? And I'm like, I mean, yes, but no, actually. I'm like, I don't want to explain it. Please don't make me. Oh, goodness. He's very tolerant. Alright, I don't want to block this, but I do want theirs to be not necessarily overgrown, but like, they're busy. Emotionally, absolutely not. I love that. Yeah, the only time I'm really cool with like major camera turning is right now when I'm building, because I haven't decided what way's the front yet. Once I do, it's all over. There's been times where I've decided where the front is before I finish decorating, and that has proved very detrimental to me. Because I'm not actually making the decision. My brain is arbitrarily going, hey, that's the front. And then it's all over. We're done. I'm so excited to put hyenas everywhere. I thought about letting them have the jaguars, honestly, but I was like, Because I was going to put the hyenas in the desert. And I was like, I don't really want to put the hyenas in the desert. And then I was like, you know what? No, I don't care if hyenas don't belong in the jungle. They are going in the jungle now. They have spots. Somehow that makes it legal in my brain. Spots are very legal in the jungle. So spoketh Klaus. Alright, one more over here. I'm trying to like make it super lush, but at the same time, like, they do walk through some of these spaces. Although I will say using plants to block spaces is one of my favorite hobbies. I'm like, no, I don't want you to go over there. So, ferns. One big one here. No, I won't. Okay, the flowers. I really like this bush. I think it's very pretty. Like, look at it, the green, and then it just looks like it belongs here. It belongs in the jungle. It is a jungle plant. I'm not looking it up because it's probably not really a jungle plant, and it would make me sad. And I don't want to be sad, so I'm just gonna ignore that. Alright, this fern wants to be there, but it cannot be. It is my magical dragon jungle. It is whatever I've decided it's going to be. Which is why I'm always very clear when people are like, oh, is it medieval? And I'm like, it's fantasy inspired. Yeah, exactly. I said so. Some people get offended though. I mean, people get offended over a lot of things, but they're like, that shouldn't be there. And I was like, or she shouldn't be wearing that. And I'm like, Adiran is a made-up place. She can wear whatever she wants, but that's a whole other kettle of worms. Can of worms? I don't know. Words are hard. I'm pretty sure it's can of worms, but kettle of worms sounds much more entertaining to me. Mostly for the shock horror value. Why do you have a kettle of worms? Who told you to do this? Why? And I appreciate that. It's funny, they have this whole empty spot basically all around and I'm like, nah, I'm not really gonna fill that with stuff. Maybe here and there. I kind of like it mostly being empty. I do have to be careful though, because I do this every time. I block off. I block the land, and then like, I guess it won't matter in this neighborhood because they won't have access jobs necessarily, but it can be problematic when you want your Sims to go to work and they cannot because it is completely blocked. I might go back and grab walkthrough blocks and just handle that little situation, but I don't want to right now, and I don't have to. That's why I love walkthrough blocks, though. Like OMSPs, yes, fantastic, amazing, doing spectacular, but like the walkthrough block is doing it like no other. Should this be all dirt? I feel like this should be all dirt. And then maybe down to the river. I don't think that they can fish here, but like, if they wanted to, we could pretend that they could. Question of the hour, did I install the teeny tiny deco dragons? Because I think that I didn't. I think that I thought about it and then I did not. Oh, I did download these that I didn't use. I'm probably gonna have to remove those. Because that's one thing too with this neighborhood, since it's limited CC, I have been installing things, and if I don't use them, I remove them. Yeah, I don't think that I don't even know where the deco dragons live. Do they live in pets? They shouldn't, but they might. I don't question my pets category anymore. It changes too often. Yeah, no, I don't think I have them installed. That's okay. I'll install them and put them back later. They're basically just very, very tiny versions of this, which I think came from Sims 3, but yeah. All right, peasant lot done. Let's move on. As you can see, it takes me a long time to build all these, which is why I don't usually record it. The Riverlands took me so long. That's the largest one. I think it's almost the max number of lots that I allowed, and it was just, it took forever. Look how pretty. I'm very excited about this. I don't know why the edge of that it's creepy, scary lava red, but that's okay. Okay, so we do need another peasant lot for sure. It is a long time. Well, but it helps that I already decided what they look like. So really I'm just copy pasting a style and just shifting a little bit. Because the hemming and hawing happened in this one. Thank you. Yeah, I really do like this biome. I like how colorful it is. Again, I wish I opted for more colorful plants in the lots, but it's just, it was too much. It's too much. I think we're going to do the other peasant lot because I for sure need that one. I mean, I need all of them, but I also want to be able to play Sims at some point. And we're almost done with the lots that Sims will occupy. In terms of background music for like future streams, there totally might be crazy piano. Because my partner plays the piano and has offered. And I'm like, are you sure? He's like, I will just play, like record a loop for like an hour and you can just put it on repeat. And I was like, that could be fun. He likes all of the notes too, so it would probably be chaotic. And I appreciate that. Like, all the chaos. He's actually the one that did for my like YouTube channel, he did the opening music and the ending music and the like background loop that I just play. He's a good egg. All right, look at the little pineapples. Look at him. Look at him. Just let me look at him. Look at them. Okay. Okay. So I do have an idea for this one. So let's get the lot built first. Let's do a 10 by 10. Theirs is going to be a little bit bigger. But my idea here is they are going to breed the teeny tiny mini dragons. And obviously they are not functional sun and moon dragons, so they're not going to like just randomly have babies on their own. I'm going to have to roll for everything. But I really like the idea of having like a bunch of little teeny tiny dragons. And so that is what we're going to do here. Obviously you're not going to see the dragons today because I need to download them and then I would have to reload my game and I don't want to do that. I could because it loads really fast, but I don't want to. Yeah, that was my fun idea for this one, was we are going to have them breed tiny dragons. Alright, so let's see what we got to work with the columns. That wasn't even planned. That wasn't even planned, but it worked. They are getting more columns than the other area. But it's for the dragons. They need their enrichment. And apparently this is part of their enrichment. I don't make the rules. Okay. Yes, this looks awesome. Awesome. Okay, they will also have a little hyena. He's gonna go there because he's gonna kind of be guarding where the dragons are gonna live. Chuck that there, there, there. Exactly. I'm also gonna let them have some bananas because why not? Okay. Ancestor area will be over there. Do it. Decorating is so much fun. It is the most fun. And yeah, it is super helpful when there's other people because you can just be like, hey, should I do this or this? Just having company in general, I feel like makes simming easier sometimes. All right. Oh, I love decorating. Like, it's probably problematic how much I love decorating, but I don't care. It's enjoyable to me. And it's pretty. I just like to make things pretty. And again, I used to not decorate too much. I sure do now. Is that the same one? Yeah, okay. Although some of the lots in Adiran are not decorated, because I was just trying to play through it, and now having to go to those lots is very sad for me. In part because of some crashing issues that aren't major, but they're enough to be annoying. Okay. Yeah, I've gotten in those, but like I'm like, I don't like anything that I'm doing. And so I'll just play through because I'm like, I just need to get this done. I'll worry about it later. That is a problem for me in the future. But a lot of times I don't have very set ideas on what I want to do. I just start. No! I hate crashing. Makes me so angry. That's not... how much do I have? I'm looking. That's a good idea. Yeah, for my limited CC, I only have 5.76 gigabytes. What does Adiran have? Just for funsies. Let's see how problematic Adiran is. Adiran is 24.3 gigabytes. It's a problem. It's a problem. We're gonna pretend that that's not a reality for me here. I knew it was bad. I didn't think it was that bad. I do not recommend. The game does not like it. It crashes all the time. And I probably don't need half the CC that I have, but I'm at the point where I hoard CC because you don't know when a creator is randomly going to take things down. And so I hoard. Yeah, my modern folder isn't so bad, actually. Let's check that one. Modern is 15.7. So, yeah. See, that one seems like it loads pretty quickly for me. I don't know. Alright, I don't really want, like, lots of dirt marks in the ground because the idea is they're flying, so... I wish it's not possible, but, like, I do wish that I could put, like, a greenhouse roof over top of this. I think it would look so cool. 19 to 20, yeah. And it looks so beautiful, but that's how it gets you. That is how it gets you. It's like, you can have this much CC. Maybe I can do this. Is this a bad idea? This might be a bad idea. Oh, it's uneven. It's uneven. It's uneven. Okay, hold on, hold on. So, like this. This should not work. How is that working? Oh, but I really like it. Is that super weird? I mean, it is super weird, but it's like too weird. Hi, Pupper. I think I like it. I don't like that it's off a little bit, but I can pretend that that's not happening. Because my point with the aviary glass is it's going to be like a literal bird aviary, but there's going to be little dragons in there. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I think it's cool. It's very silly, but I really like it. This is also my problem. I find things very amusing, and I won't let them go. Do a little roof line. All of the clicking. Whoosh. I just love the little moss. It's just so pretty. Although every time I think of like plants too, not only do I think of Yodely Yodely, but there's another. She doesn't really play Sims anymore. I don't follow her channel too much anymore, but I used to watch Siri Sims, which I don't think her name's even Siri Sims anymore. It was like Lidoja or something. Super cool neighborhood, very science oriented. And then they also played for, whoa, I just see a mistake that I made. Yeah, there should be 3 and 3. Okay, I can fix that. But yeah, like they had a very science-oriented neighborhood, and I thought it was super cool, and it was very interesting because I don't approach The Sims that way. They also were one of the first blogs that I saw, like a Sims 2 blog, trying to use traits before we even had the trait objects. It's very inspirational. On the modern end, Sullivan Sims was another one that I saw doing that, and I was like, that's really cool. Like, they had whole profiles for their Sims and everything. I'm like, It's interesting what ends up being super inspiring as a player. Because you kind of have to find ways to make it interesting. Which is where Sims 4 disappoints me so much. Is like, in theory, they've built the interesting into the game. In reality, it's the most boring game. And I'm so hopeful for this little babies pack, but also skeptical. Because even the weddings, they're still bonky. Wonky. Bonky. They're bonky. We're going with bonky. I actually prefer that. Yeah, like they're still busted. Their Dine Out is still busted. I'm just like, I don't really want to support any of this, so I don't know. Alright, let's turn. Yeah, I think I got it on sale. Like, you bought a pack and you bought something, and I wanted something else, but I was like, I might as well get this because there's a sale. But that's any of the Sims 4 expansion packs. That's the only reason I have them, is they were on sale. Actually, no, I do think I bought werewolves because I was excited about werewolves. The high school pack is, I will say, it is pretty functional. You get some wonkiness with like the proms and stuff, but it's really not that bad. That's why I want to do a Lepacy though, which I would love to hear opinions on my Lepacy ideas if you don't mind listening to me. I'm pulling up the rules right now. Just while I decorate. Can I move this? Oh, I can. Cool. Okay. So yeah, like the first generation would be like, I would keep everything installed because I'm not going to make myself suffer for no reason, but like for the Lepacy in Sims 4, like the first generation would be based on the base game, but like also how I know I personally approached The Sims when I first started playing it, so it's really like that beginner player energy. Oh, thank you for following, Pearbody. I love the noise. I'm like, what's it doing? But it's also very exciting. But yeah, so it would be very much like leaning into like the new player kind of aesthetic or ideas. Because what do? A lot of times, I know what I did. I made my crush. I married them. We had children and a dog. Like that's what I did. Like, and so I really want to kind of embrace that idea. I also would love to kill a sim in a pool, but unfortunately Sims 4 is too smart for that. So like the rules that I set, it would be base game plus backyard stuff, just because I want to include packs and kits and things like that that I have. I don't have all of them, but the ones that I have. So right now I have find Sylvan Glade, find the Forgotten Grotto. Those are the 2 secret areas in the base game. You cannot marry or have a child with a townie from any of the expansion packs. It has to be base game. And some of these rules were from Analysium? I don't know how, that's a really long username, but there's a username, and Simpishly. I would want them to have a water slide that they brought out, in spring, summer, bird feeder, wind chimes, just to lean into the backyard stuff. Make sure that I use it, because that's why I'm including those, is I want to make sure that I'm using everything that I have. Once they have the backyard, it needs to be very family-oriented. The spouse needs to be a stay-at-home spouse. They'll do the 2.5 kids, the golden retriever. They will grow a cow plant. Yeah, that was like my thought on this. Like, I do have them, and I'm like, I can pull inspiration from that. Like backyard stuff, they have a really cool backyard, but then you get like dodgy areas of like, okay, well, there's also perfect patio stuff, but that's a different. I feel like patio is very pool. So yeah, and then I would have the sim live in Willow Creek, complete the My Sims collection. The skills I have, and again, this is all tenuous, but charisma, piano, video gaming. Their traits would be goofball, hot-headed, and loyal. I randomized all of the traits to make sure that I use them at least once. Some of the generations later on, I don't have any traits. Business career, because that seemed like the most basic thing to go with. And they actually have to complete 3 aspirations. Because in Sims 4, I feel like the aspirations are a little bit... You can complete them at the same time, and they're also a little bit easier. So, neighborhood confidant, big happy family, and the curator. That's my starter for Generation 1 for that. So, I know that's a lot of information all at once. Here, actually, I think, can I just put it? There. Did it cut words out? It did. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. I'm learning limitations here. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking for Generation 1. And then I would go... Right? I know, I thought about not doing it, but I just thought it was so funny that I'm like, we'll include it. They patched in toddlers. We can all pretend that they didn't, but they absolutely did. It wasn't a free gift. It was, these are broken. We're going to have to add it back later. And yeah, and then I would follow the release date of expansion packs and game packs. Anything that's like adds a major element. So I haven't finished all of it. I've really only done the first 3. The next one's outdoor retreat and perfect patio, because I felt like that worked. And again, the idea of pool, like leaning into the pool idea. Then get to work and laundry day was the last one that I worked on. So yeah, I really like the idea of doing that. Then I can actually play The Sims 4 without people yelling at me. Yeah, 2.5 children. You know, it would eventually be 3, but yeah, that's the saying, is that I want to get married and have 2.5 children, so I included that just for giggles. I promise we will not be... What was... There's a story where they say, well, we're going to cut the baby in half. And then the person goes, no, you can't cut the baby in half. And they're like, ha, you love the baby more, you can have it. Old stories can be weird. Yeah, and this wouldn't even really be, like, I almost didn't do traits at first, but this is mostly me personally trying to make sure that I use every aspect, because there's traits I don't like. There's traits that I've never used. And so it's self-bullying is what I'm going to go with. Like, I didn't really even want to, like, I hesitate to call it a challenge because I'm not putting as much thought or effort into it as, like, I did with my other one. Like, my Medieval Color Legacy Challenge, which is still hard for me to say. That one, I'm playing each generation before I even release the next rules, because I want to make sure that it works, because there's nothing worse than when you play a challenge and the rules are too hard or they don't work the way they're intended. Yeah, self-bullying all the way. And you're totally valid for giving up on The Sims 4. I also did for a long time. What kind of made me like it was recently, before I swapped computers, I was playing... just for myself. I wasn't recording anything. I wasn't saving it. Like, I wasn't even taking screenshots. And I was playing as Bella Goth in the high school pack. Just as a teenage random Bella Goth who lived by herself. And I was just meant to be having fun or whatever. But, like, she ended up, like, randomizing as a lesbian. And it all went downhill from there. Then she wanted to do everything and achieve everything. And so I had, like, high-achieving lesbian Bella Goth who also had, like, 3 girlfriends. And... it was just fun. Like, I was just genuinely having a good time being silly and seeing what she came up with. And that's why I was like, that, and then seeing, like, the little infants moving around and, like, the toddler kicking the mom in that video. that was what sold me, to be perfectly honest. I was like, yes, that is a new thing for Sims, is like really naughty toddlers. Not naughty in that they make a mess everywhere, because I hate that in The Sims 4, but naughty as in they don't always behave how you want them to. And I love that. So I'm going to give it a shot. We'll see. If I don't like it, then yeah. And I'm still going to, like I said, I'm going to keep all the packs installed, and like they're going to have a pet, even though I'm not on the pets generation. It's just each gen I'll be on will be focused on a specific set of goals to achieve. So achieving base game is the goals that I put in the chat. Because the rules for the challenges that I did find that existed were they were pretty general, just because the idea is to do things that you don't normally do. That's, I guess, the whole purpose of Legacy anyways. And I've never needed that for Sims 2 because I use pretty much every mechanic that I can. Like even now, I use a lot of mechanics in my medieval saves that probably I'm fudging, but I just want to have that gameplay. I still want to figure out how to default replace objects. Because if somebody could replace the restorable car with like a carriage, that would work. I don't even care if the animations are wrong. Like, that would be a really cool mechanic that you could add into your game. You can have people fixing their little carriages, and their means of transportation is based on if it's fixed or not. Like, that is my favorite idea. And I've been talking about it for a while, and I have not been able to do it, but I really want to. Like, it doesn't even need to look like a broken carriage. Like, I will take a non-broken carriage just as long as it functions. But it's hard. I should probably sit down one of these days and try to do it again. Actually, what I should do is try to do a Twitch stream, but then, like, try to get modders to join me and help me. Like, please help me. I will make this, but you just need to guide me a little bit. I don't think I quite have that pull. It would be nice. There's other things that I would like to use too, like medieval traits I want more of. I saw somebody did like default replacements that were like medieval versions, but I can't ever find the download link every time I go look for them. It drives me nuts. I'm like, why is this so hard to find? I want it. Please allow me to find it. There was like a spreadsheet that was released that talked about it, and I still couldn't find them. Which, if anybody knows where to find those, please let me know. Okay. Do you know where to find them? Because I can't find a download link. Because I use that wording for my Adherin Sims, and I just have been using modern versions of them sometimes, but I would like to have the actual mod, if you know where it is, because the links that I found were broken. It was very upsetting. Because, yeah, that is some cool CC. Traits in general are so amazing. Like, I am impressed every day with, like, there's stuff that I'm never going to use, but it's so impressive to me. Like, the whole avatar mod for traits and, like, the fairies and stuff. So cool. That would be awesome if you could do that. That would be amazing, because, dead serious, I want them so bad. I've just been like, I want these things. I don't know why people delete their creations. Like, that does make me sad in the Sims community. People, I get it, they get mad or whatever, but some people, they're just done playing, and it's like, okay, but like, it doesn't hurt you to leave that link up. It's not gonna hurt anybody, but they're just, I guess it's habit, I don't know. It does make me sad that people remove their content. Like, that's one thing for what I have made. Like, I would never just delete it, even if I was done with Sims Forever, which I highly doubt I ever will be at this point, but yeah, I just don't get it. Like, just leave it. It's fine. It's not hurting anybody. No one's mad at you for leaving it up. And you're not part of the community anyways, so any messages you get, just ignore them. Then again, I don't get why deleting content is the thing in the first place. Because there's been a few YouTubers that I've watched, not Sims, but like other things. I'm sure there's been Simmers too. And people just randomly they'll have a whole catalog of hundreds of videos and we'll just delete them. And I'm like, but why? For why though? Because there was a true crime one that I was watching and I watched forever and then she stepped back, which is totally fine. Like, you got to do what you need to do, but she said she wasn't going to delete the videos. And then I remember one day I just went, because she has a very soothing voice. And so I would just listen to them in the background while I was doing other stuff. Which is probably weird, but that's what I do. So, yeah, and they were all gone. The whole catalog. A couple people had them saved, but yeah. I just wish people wouldn't, because I don't think that they realize, like, also just from, like, a historical standpoint, so much of what we do now is digital, and it's already so vulnerable that the records of this time period, if anything were to happen to the digital data, is just gone. And it makes me sad. But that's cool. Hey, that's a step. I know, I will admit, I'm complaining about deleting content. I had a very tiny YouTube channel that was like book reviews for a while. And just the mortifying ordeal of being known, I couldn't handle it. So I did private all of those videos. I didn't delete them, but I did private them. Yeah, it's really hard to, like, between wanting to share what you make and then also not wanting people to see you or perceive you. And especially, I feel the pressure to, like, make sure that I look okay, that I'm not just, like, slumming it in my Hobbit clothes like I normally am. And I know nobody's putting that pressure on me per se, but, like, I do, just because of the way that I grew up. Like, there's that pressure of, like, if you're not made up, that you're gross. And it's so dumb, but, like, it is a real feeling that I have. So it's like I can't exactly pretend it's not there. Side note, I know this is very silly, but I want to put grass on one of these roofs. Just one. I just feel like it adds something. I am so excited to put tiny little freaking dragons everywhere in here. You have no idea. I'm just gonna chock this full of dragons. Hi, Ichigo Stank? I think that's how you said. Thank you for following. Yeah, I think we're gonna be done here with this one. Thank you. I am having way too much fun with all of this. You have 2 hours to build a lot more lots. I'm trying to think. I think 8 more? I think I could do it. I don't know. We will see. It's so weird that it's only broken over here. I think it's because the curves. I think it doesn't like that. Because, like, these are fine. We're just going to gloss past that. It looks so good. Not to toot my own horn, but, like, I'm so excited. The hood is named that because it doesn't actually have a name. It's a mixture of a couple different biomes. So we have the grasslands over here. I have not revealed what this one over here is yet. But yeah, so it was just easier for me to just call it something random. I will probably give it, like, a real name eventually, but for now, that's what it's called, is E. Okay. So I have one more peasant lot to go because these two are peasants and then this was the merchant. All the rest of these are merchants. So I think for some variety, we're going to go into more merchant households. Because I do want to start these. I don't know which one to do though. I kind of want to do this weird long one because it's different. But I also kind of like the idea of just filling this particular square out. I don't know, what do you guys think? Also, while I wait for someone to have a suggestion, look at the turtle. He's a turtle. I'm very excited about the turtle CC. I did not need that. That was probably something that I could have culled, but it's very cute. I also don't know about this little churchy building. It kind of fits, but I don't know. I don't think I have anything else that I like better. Because I do have like the temple stuff, but I've already placed one of the temples. And I've placed like every rock formation already. I could just do, instead of a church, like a community get-together space. So like, they do laundry, and there's like this cool whale's tail. I already grabbed that. No, I'm not gonna. I mean, I could put coral because I can do what I want, but I'm not gonna put coral. And then like maybe some cool shaped rocks that are apparently people. I don't remember downloading any of this. That looks like a top hat with a cat in it. Where did I get this? Sometimes I download, this looks like a piece of either custom content or regular game content, but I download things sometimes and I don't remember. But I think this is the right move. We're gonna put you over there because you're actually really cool. So, no opinions? All right, I have to decide then. I'm gonna save the peasant lot for last just because I already did two. So let's do another merchant family. And I think these guys are gonna breed dragons as well. Dragons are gonna be the thing, which is also, oh, big switch. That's also why I don't want to limit how people travel, because for Sims in certain areas, the only way you can get those items is to go to that neighborhood. So, for example, if someone in the Dry Coast is like, I really want a dragon, they would have to come to this neighborhood in order to get it. My default replacement, let me take a look, because I don't remember off the top of my head. I'm looking. I'm pretty sure I got it off Plumbob Keep. I just have a lot of defaults in this neighborhood, especially because I'm trying to do limited CC. Is that it? No. You know what'll be quicker? There she is. No worries. Have a good rest of your day if you're heading out. I know it's calling doctors is never fun, so I don't want to say have fun with that, but yeah. Pop in and out. I'm not going to be offended at all. So yeah, there's the replacement there. I really like it too. I just think that it's useful for a lot of different neighborhoods and a lot of different eras. Sometimes finding the right piece can be a little bit of a pain for me because they reorganize themselves constantly, but that's okay. Okay, this is a... Yeah, okay. I don't remember what kind of... I was like, wait a minute. What class are we in? I don't know. I wish I could move this thing. It is awfully in the way. But I have not figured that out yet. Alright. The traits! You found them! Oh my god, that's awesome. You are my favorite person. Score! I'm gonna check that out after the stream, because I'm so happy. Because I knew it was Lavender Light, but like I just couldn't find them, and I didn't know what I was doing to make it wonky. But also, yes, this is definitely... It's mad at the curve, I think. But yeah, like, I just want to use them so bad. It makes me so happy. That is exactly what I was looking for, too. Only 4! That's not bad. That's not bad. Usually when I go to look for something, like, I have to set the time aside. That's another thing, is I've started downloading CC for... I want to do an Oregon Trail type challenge. And I need all of the All About Style stuff. And there was a link a long time ago, but it is no longer... on Plum Bob Keep. It didn't work, so I had to go and find all of it, which thankfully it is on the Wayback Machine, so like that was helpful. But yeah, that was not my favorite little mission to go on, that's for sure. Oh wait, this is a merchant, so they get, yeah, they get a moat. We decided they get a moat. Just imagining the Oprah voice, you get a moat, and you get a moat. Pretty! I guess I didn't give the other peasants any type of pond. But that's okay. Not everybody has to have the same exact setup. Oh. There goes a dog. Also, I don't know if you can tell, but there's a teeny tiny ginger cat right at the top of my stairs. Can I? Nope, down. My camera has a delay. Reel down. There he is. Teeny tiny ginger cat. Hi, Angelo. No, not quite. It is, I'm building stepped pyramids, but same genre in The Sims. Kind of medieval-esque. Yeah, so I built a couple already. I built that one there. You can see like the dragons, because we have dragons. One over there, and then that's the big one. We are discussing all kinds of challenges that I'm thinking about doing. Because yeah, the Oregon Trail one's another one that I don't know if I would do that as a YouTube video, or if I would do that as Twitch, or like try to do a combination of both. I know people a lot of times have like that, their username and then more, but I don't know. Yeah. They are by Sun and Moon. They have a whole bunch of really cool objects, but among them are dragons that are functional. You will be seeing those soon, once I place them. Because the merchants are allowed to... There's actually 2 types. There's minor and major. The major ones are super cool. Here, I'll just show you now. I'll just show you now. They're cool. Is it here? Oh, no, it's here. So yeah, there are the minor ones, which are based off Sims 3 dragons, I believe. And then there are... Where are you, friends? Oh, I don't think they're here, actually. I think they're here? No, not here. Okay. I'm clicking too fast for myself. I think they're here. Yes. Yeah, and then there's these major dragons, which are based on Skyrim dragons. They come in lots of colors. They're very cool. They also have griffins, the same creator. And I mean, they have the coolest objects, hands down. Favorite creator for The Sims, but there's also, they do Dragon Age, Valhalla, and they do like regular animals too. They're fully functional, so like you feed them, they have babies, they can die, they can get stolen. And then they did Fallout, the Brahmin, which we do have in this neighborhood because I wanted to use them and I never ever get to, so this was the perfect chance. This is a fantasy neighborhood. I can do what I want. What is your dragon excuse? Because I love excuses for anything and I make them all the time. My excuse in this neighborhood is fantasy. Like this is a fantasy area. I can have everything. I can have it all. In Adiran, I introduced a magical forest, so. Yeah, the dragons are so cool. You definitely want them. And there's like a hunter. There's the male, the female, the baby, but there's also like hunter types that can go and like bring you stuff. It's cool. Nice! D&D's the best. That kind of reminds me of Hreindal. I went kind of off the charts. That was my Viking neighborhood that I have not recovered, but I would like to try. And yeah, I just went kind of nuts on the dragons, kind of based on D&D. Like I was basing the colors, like the metallic dragons and things like that. Like sometimes you just have to have dragons. My excuse in Hreindal for griffins was very similar. I wanted them, and so I decided to apply D&D logic and have them. There will be griffins in the MCC as well. We haven't reached the people who have been assigned them. I also tried to give every area unique transportation, which I don't actually have 8 modes of transportation quite yet. I'm still sorting that out, but these guys get dragons. Doop-a-doop-a-doop. Alright, windows. I really like how open these are. I didn't think that I was going to, and I already know from fiddling around that decorating the insides is kind of a pain. But I just really like the look, and I think that they look so different than the other areas that I've done. And that's kind of the goal, is I want all of these to be very distinct. It's when we start mixing cultures that it'll be very interesting. Because I kind of have forced immigration in a way in place with the lot limitations. So if the Sims in the mountain region, they have a bunch of kids, well, there's nowhere for them to live. They're going to have to pick another biome. However, they'll be allowed to take, as long as it's not a resource that's limited to the biome. Like, they can't take their mining rocks with me, but they could take their skills that they have and maybe mine something new in this area that I don't currently have, like, open as an assigned object. Because I have a whole bunch of spreadsheets and stuff of what items they are allowed to craft or mine or forage for. And it's through Sims immigrating that new techniques and things will be revealed to the areas, and there'll be change. Just to keep it interesting. I know that the MCC challenge is already hard enough on its own, but let's make it harder. Like, let's just make it harder for me at this point. That's pretty much my simming style, is let's just make this a lot harder than it has to be. Why not? I did not mean to go that far. Alright. So they just have, see, they actually have those Brahmin on their lot. Okay. Did I replace this? No. Have a dragon nest on top of the roof. This one's just decorative, but I like it. Also really like this wallpaper. I think it's pretty, and I think it suits the area. All right, where are your ancestors gonna go? Let's put them over here. I know I was saying only the Jarl should have this tree, but I keep looking at it and wanting to use it. And I'm like, come on, just one tree. One tree, come on. But I will stand strong. Okay, oh. I need a column. Let's see how I made out with the columns. Not bad. We're off by one, but that's okay. I don't ever pre-measure. I should, but I do not. And quick fix for that is that's a double. Okay, well. No, I have everything, but for like for medieval saves, God, sorry, my train of thought just went. Phew. I have hiders, which essentially hide any CC that is not appropriate for, in this case, a fantasy medieval setting. So I don't need televisions or traditional televisions. Like I don't need anything that was in the entertainment category. I don't have. There's some things that don't have hiders, like this. But yeah, I hide the majority of the modern CC. Just because, like I said, I don't need it. It's not necessary for me in this neighborhood, so it just clogs it up and I don't need to see it. I do highly recommend those if you're playing any kind of themed game, because they were made by Hat Play Sims, and yeah, you can hide very specific items if you want to, depending on your aesthetic preferences. Like, it's very easy. Just drop it in your downloads folder. Yeah, it is a little bit of effort, but it's so nice once they're set up. Like, and especially if, like me, I hid the majority of items. Like, there was only a few things I did not want to hide. And everything else, I'm like, no, I don't need that. What? No, that's not medieval at all. Goodbye. So it's just, it depends on the style of your game and what you're trying to achieve with the hiders. Like I said, once it's done, then it's done. And Hat is really amazing at labeling, which was super helpful when it came to, like, later on me, because I had the bowling alley hid forever, because why would my medieval Sims have a bowling alley? And, sorry, I'm used to moving around a lot more than I have been. But yeah, so I had it hidden for a long time, but then somebody did a default replacement for Skittles, and I wanted to use it, so. Yeah, a lot of the non-CC items can be questionable, but I use some Maxis items too, so it just depends on the item and I think how much love and attention was put into it. Yeah, she's so organized. Like, Hat is amazing. Every time they post like hair or clothes, I'm just like, yes, give me the things. Also, I've decided I want them to have a banana grove. I feel like that's the energy that this home is giving me. It's just banana forest. I know I was saying breeding dragons, but we're gonna have plenty of opportunities for that. And we just did one that technically breeds teeny tiny dragons. Is that? There. Okay. I love the bananas in the trees too. Look at them. So good. So cool. I'm curious who's winning the clothing poll for this particular area. I'm running a poll on Tumblr right now to decide what clothing that they are going to wear. And yeah, because at first I was like sold on like the Dothraki clothing that was made on Plumbog Keep, like Game of Thrones Dothraki, just because it was a little bit interesting, it was a little bit different. I know these style hoods tend to have a specific type of clothing that ends up being worn. But I also really like the Castaways stuff, and like saris were a cool option. Yeah, I just, basically I could not decide. So I'm running a poll. I think it's going to be done in a couple hours. So we'll see what everybody's going to wear. That's why I actually haven't created the Sims that will live in this particular part of the biome. Or not part of the biome, this biome. Because I don't know what they're going to wear yet. These guys have a lot of ancestors, I've decided. Alright. Am I missing anything? Nope, we have our little party luau area. We have our hyena area. They are going to be banana people. Totally cool with that, totally on board with that. Is there anything fun and individual I can give them? Because that's another thing I'm trying to do, is just add like little individual decorative elements to each of the lots when I think about it. Just to make them stand out a little bit. Come here. Okay, not that. Maybe they will have... Maybe... We could do something cool with their specific ancestors. I don't really want to do fishing. Also, a lot of these are for other areas. I guess I never used this, and I know I was talking about it earlier, but I could. Like, maybe they just have some ruins on their property. I think that's cool. I also like the idea that maybe this merchant family, once upon a time, was a little bit more prosperous. And that's why they have more than your average number of ancestors that I've given the other lots, but they also have these cool crypt style things. I just think it's a fun idea. Which is pretty much 90% of my gameplay style is, that seems like a fun idea. Yeah, let's do that. Why not? Why not? And then we'll do this Packed Earth. Nice. Karaoke barrel room. As someone who has built a barrel room already, yeah. Yes. I'm still very fond of the barrel room. Because it's one of the, like, sub-hobbies that I have, is, like, making barrels, but it was a noble, and I'm like, well, maybe he just thinks they're neat, okay? And so, yeah, we had barrels all over the place. I went a little overboard on the barrels, must be said, and I regret nothing. So, definitely karaoke barrel room. I love these trees. Like, I can't overuse them, but like, can you really underutilize this tree? It's beautiful. It's swoopy. It's aesthetically pleasing. All right, let's plonk a couple more trees down. Not that there's any shortage of trees in this lot. I don't know if they're gonna have dragons. Maybe they won't. Because it doesn't matter so much with the merchants because they're not using those for transport. It matters for the Jarl because that, in theory, is how they get around. I want this to be overgrown. Faux show. Okay. Just a couple of the smaller ones here. Okay. Also, I hope I'm not making anybody dizzy when I turn around my camera so quickly. I try to be mindful of that. I make myself dizzy sometimes, but yeah, I know that's not fun when you're looking and all of a sudden it's like whoosh, roller coaster. Ooh, yes. I like making like leaves break through sometimes because that happens. Like, nature is a beast and she will overtake you if you allow her to. So I like having the plants grow through buildings and stuff. Yeah, I'm not going to have them have dragons in this particular lot. They get the special ancestors, they don't get dragons. Although if I'm really giving them special ancestors, I should give them the nice tombstone instead of the evil one, but I like the evil one. It entertains me. And no, I don't really have a reason for why they have their ancestors spawning evil things that they have to fight. Maybe they're just trying to keep them sharp, you know? They're like, listen, you gotta be tough. The world is a hard place. I just realized that I did not decorate over here at all. Whoops. Whoopsie. Okay, I can't use another swoopy tree. I love the swoopy trees. Swoopy trees, you've been so good to me, but we can't use another one. Doop, doop, doop. God, these ferns are so pretty. They're so pretty. Mm-hmm. I love that I pretend that I'm only decorating because it's the tropical forest and not because that's who I am as a person. I have to excuse it every time. I'm like, oh, I'm only doing it because it makes sense. No, it doesn't. No, I just want to. It's pretty. I just spit. That was gross. My bad. It's pretty though. Also, I need to stop slouching. My posture is atrocious. It's so bad. But normally I move and I wiggle and I stand and I walk around. And I'm not doing that right now. Mostly because Twitch guidelines scare me a little bit. I'm not entirely sure that they make sense for every situation. I'm glad, because I like, hunch over and it's so bad. And I'm like, stop it. I even got one of those back trainers that like you're supposed to like strap on basically, and it's like a harness and it keeps you from slouching. I never wear it. It's a good concept, good idea, but poor execution in that I have to be the one to tell myself to put it on. And that's not going to happen. The human back was designed wrong. It was designed wrong. It is flawed. Very, very uncool. Also, I have to take medicine right now. Excuse me. Ugh. Nature of being chronically ill. But I remembered to silent my alarm, so like, that's good. I didn't notice it till just now, but hey, I noticed it and it's on silent, so that's all we need. That's all we need. Alright, since they don't have dragons, I'm going to remove that from their roof. And I think that is good. Yes, I can't wait to move a family into the... I can't wait to move all the families in, but like, I don't know, there's something charming about the tiny little banana grove. I think the next one might be coconuts. We could do coconuts. I do want to do a farm that's like fully those tea spawner things. Because here we had a few, but not very many. I try to either make everybody specialize in the same thing or have different specializations. Do you know what that reminds me of? This is probably a dated reference. I don't care. I used to watch Jimmy Neutron all the time, and there was an episode where like these robots, I don't remember everything about it, but like they took over the school, and these kids had bad posture, and so they put like this contraption on them that like made them stand up straight, and I was like, I need that. And the fact that I wanted that in like 8th grade, I'm like, I want that. I will say corsets are actually pretty helpful. I wore a corset for a number of years. Right? It was a good episode, and I really wanted the thing. But yeah, I wore a corset for a number of years actually on a train because I used to work in Virginia City, not Nevada, in Montana. And I was a train conductor, and they had like the little shop with the cool things, and they had pretty corsets, and I really wanted one. And then I bought it, and then I wanted to wear it, but like, it's not very practical. So I ended up wearing it like under my clothes, but it was actually helping with my posture a lot. I probably should look into doing that again because it was very helpful. It was helpful to me. All right, I do want to try something a little bit different on this one. So just go with me here. I know I said coconuts were next, but I lied. Yeah, corsets can be expensive, but they're so pretty, and it did help my back. Honestly, I probably should... I still have it. And I probably should pull it out and wear it again because my back hurts. Okay. This might look really silly, or I don't know. I had a vague idea. If this works, I'm going to have to download one more item. But I like the concept of like some sort of repurposed temple lot. Like I think I'm thinking like Raiders of the Lost Ark or something. But like, yeah, a merchant family lives here now, but also the monkeys, this is their home and they live here. And as long as you don't bother them, it's fine. I don't even know if, because I would be getting them from Blackheath Sims 2 Zoo. I don't even know if they have like a bunch of variety of monkeys. I know that they have one. But yes, I like the idea of like a temple complex that's been repurposed. That's cool. I have not made a medieval shift. I actually haven't made clothes in a long time. think it's been a year. I almost wore, actually today, I almost wore a dress that I made because I was like, I just want to feel confident in myself. But then last minute I'm like, if anything is confident, it is the Isle Maidens. So I am wearing my Fardais May shirt. Which, probably pronouncing that wrong. Don't care. I have it. Okay, so I think... yeah. I do want to craft more, though. Like, I have a literal craft room, and I just need to do the thing. And I don't ever want to. So I've thought about doing occasional Twitch videos where I, like, make things. And I've also thought about YouTube where I make things, but, yeah. The question is, should this be the same stone, or should these pillars be a different stone? Because the Sims 4, they're like a sandstone-y color. And I do have them over there. Hi! Welcome, welcome. We are... I'm being rated, apparently. That's super cool. We are building in Sims 2. Welcome. Sorry, I'm super awkward. This is the first stream that I've ever had, so welcome. So yeah, sorry, I lost my train of thought. So I'm trying to mimic that a little bit. Oh, that's awesome! I hope it went well. I'm happy with how this is going. I think... yeah, that might be a little bit too... I like that better, I think. Well, I don't like it. It's got a swoopy pattern. This is like the pain of Sims 2. Is trying to find wallpaper. Ooh, what about that? Does that look okay? Yes. Because then I want there to be like little walkways. Here, I'll show you what I mean. This is the vision. I don't know if it's going to pan out, but the idea was... grab a... I am building for my medieval charter challenge. They're like stepped pyramids. We've already built a few. You can see that one kind of over there. Right now, I'm trying to do something a little bit different for this particular one. I'm trying to build... the concept is this is like an abandoned temple complex that has been repurposed by merchants, more or less. Yeah, I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to make it look cool. We'll see. I put up a bunch of columns so that I can actually do this. I don't want the lot to be too expensive, which is why I'm not just doing the solid. Okay, now let's take out these. I know I'm going to need some sort of support structures, but I want to see what it looks like without any support structures. That doesn't look terrible. I think we can work with this. All right, so now let's do the little wall bits. Very technical term, wall bit. The question is, do I just want to do these in the stepped pyramid, or do I actually want to do these? No, I could do like the walkway solid, and then the stepped pyramids having the typical, it's kind of crenulated, but not really. But then how would I do that? Because the idea is this used to all be one part, but this part has been made over and redone for the merchants who now occupy it. Let's try it and see. Ah. Oh, that's cool. It's hard. The normal questions that I would ask people that I first meet are not questions you really want to ask on the internet. Where are you from? What do you do? No, we probably don't need to do that. What do you guys do in The Sims? That's a question I can ask. Do you play like a medieval game, or do you play just general Sims? Oh, that's cool. I'm definitely a builder and a storyteller, although probably need to get the storytelling under control. It's problematic. You can be both. It's awesome to be both. It's just fine to be one as well. Like, there's no right or wrong way to sim. Okay. Building is hard, especially like if you don't have like an affinity for it, or like you really enjoy it. It's hard. I used to not like to build. I had to practice a lot. But now I like it. It just took me some time. Okay, and then these I think should be maybe a different stone. What do I have? This is a limited CC folder, so I don't have a ton of things in game. How does this look? I think that looks okay. I wish fences had the same mechanic as building walls, where you could just do squares. That would really, really be a time saver. 'Cause there's so much clicking. So much clicking. I do, yes. I have all of the things. I mean, it's basically freeware at this point, so. Thank you. I am having a lot of fun with it. There's a little bit of a gap, but I'm kind of okay with that. Especially if I'm able to cover the thingy monkeys, which I really want to do. And so I'm going to. Okay, so this lot's a little bit different than the others, but that's okay. Their little party luau space is going to be kind of everywhere. Maybe just in this open area. A little bit of limbo. And then I need the cooking pot. Oh, slouching. Okay. Doors. I love these arches. I just think they're so cool. I am going to remove some of the pool here because I want there to be 2 exits. Over there. I don't actually think these platforms need structure. Like, I think they're fine, but I will put some. And no, I won't. No, I won't. Not there. Or I guess I don't have to fill the whole thing. Like, I can just do bits and pieces. Like, maybe this is what they were able to salvage from the original build. Kind of thing. And then maybe one more here. Let's see, without grid lines. Yeah, medieval stuff is definitely, it is my bag. That is what I do. This particular neighborhood is more fantasy, just so that I can have dragons and griffins and all kinds of crazy things, but I'm definitely more of a medieval simmer, although I have been playing some modern Sims 2 style games. I don't put my lots up for download just because I do use items that the creators prefer that I don't share that way, so I try to respect, mostly just because it can break your game. So I don't share for that reason. I am sorry. I would. I have plenty of other lots that are shared, but like the lots that use any kind of sun and moon items, I'm so hesitant to share them because I don't want to break someone's game, and they can. Yeah, I don't know if I have a Tumblr which has a bunch of buildings currently on it. I think I linked it somewhere. It should be linked, but yeah, I have, if you check my downloads, I have a ton of Sims, pets, and buildings. It's just not these particular ones. Because I love to build, and I like to share. That is the spirit of the Sims community, is sharing. That said, these aren't super hard if you wanted to try to build them yourself. They're basically just squares on top of squares with windows. Lots of windows. These are not windows though, are they? Ah, no, I did it. Ugh, I hate when I do that. I hate when I do that. So this set has windows and arches that look very similar, and I was not paying attention. Whoops. It happens. I'm not on too many Sims forums. Which ones do you hang out on? Plum Upkeep, I think, is really the only one I've been on, like, regularly. I'm so mad at that I did that. Rude, get in line. But that's okay, guys. Accidents happen. Oh, I'm not on the official one at all. There's a little too much chaos there for me. Do you just play Sims 2 or do you play Sims 3, Sims 4? Two and three, that's cool. Yeah, I talked about it earlier. I can't play Sims 3 because it's just so laggy and broken that it makes me sad. But I am gonna be getting into Sims 4 again. I found it really boring, but now this new expansion pack has me like wanting to give it a fair shot. So I think I'm gonna do a Leprosy, which I posted again. You might have to scroll up, but I posted what I'm thinking of doing in terms of rules for my first generation. Yeah, I have a very nice computer as well, and I'm like, why does it lag? Why is it so hateful to me? And that's just the way that it is. So I can't play Sims 3 without being enraged. I want these towers to have windows, but again, this is a limited CC folder, so... And I don't really want to use these. because they're 2-tile, it's awkward. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen anybody on any system play The Sims 3 and not have lag. It's ridiculous. When modern computers still can't keep up with old games, that was the sign. All right, they don't need windows. They're fine. I want them to have windows, but they don't need them, and I'm slowly moving past that. All right, let's finish the roofing. Doop and doop. God, I can't actually remember off the top of my head. I just set this up too. I'm pretty sure it's Windows 11. But I'm super bad at remembering, mostly because Windows makes me very, very angry a lot of the time. And if any of my games would play on Linux, I would play Linux. That's just a fact of life. Unfortunately, that's not... I played The Sims 2 on Linux, but that's it. And apparently it's amazing on Linux, but... Yeah. Right? But it just so much doesn't work with it that it's just not feasible or workable for me. It makes me sad. Like, there's no point in doing it if I can't play any of the games that I like to play. Okay. Right? If even the bulk of my games, or at least some of them, but it's not just games, it's like programs don't work on it, and I am very set in my ways. I like to use very specific programs, and I don't like if I can't use them, even if there's an equivalent. Like, LibreOffice is an equivalent to, like, Excel and everything, like the whole suite, and it's much better, but I am so set in my ways. I don't like using it. I can't make myself do it. And it's dumb, and I know it's dumb, but it's also a reality. So, like, I acknowledge that about myself. What are these merchants supposed to be, like, surviving on? Because I kind of haven't been considering what they're supposed to be growing here. I know I talked about coconuts, but that's not really going to function here. They still do have some lots. I don't know what they're gonna grow. Every time I hear noise, I'm convinced it's my cat. Coming to rain chaos down upon us. What if they just grow weird plants? No, I don't really like that idea. That's more peasant-y. This is merchant. Should they just be my coffee people? Maybe they're the coffee people, and they're just building around this entire complex. Oh, that's terrible. Yeah, my cats are pretty good, but, like, when they want attention, they are not above knocking things down to the ground. And right now, I just recently got a Monstera plant that I'm trying to keep alive. And so I really don't want them to knock it on the ground. I don't know if you probably can see the light for it, but it's over there. Actually, yeah, you can see it. He's right here. Yeah, plant. I've always wanted one, and I know they're, like, super popular right now, which is not a factor for me. Like, honestly, I'm one of those people like, I'm not going to get one now because I'm special, but also I really wanted one, so my partner was at the store and he's like, do you need anything? And he just happened to post a picture of himself in Home Depot, and I was like, is that a monstrous, like, is that the plant that I want? And he didn't even know, and he was like, yeah, that's it. kind of looks like Swiss cheese was at it. And I'm like, yeah, I know. That's the point. They're amazing. Oh my gosh, I've got like a hair stuck to my face, so I keep touching my face and sniffing. I'm sorry. It's annoying, but I also can't stop. They can have a little dwarf coconut tree. I'm really stuck in the dwarf trees. I think the poll was wrong. The poll was probably wrong. Oh wait, we can do, this is the kiwi, right? Okay, this is passion fruit, but I know I have kiwi as well. Hello. This is not ivy. We're not ivying things up. We are casually placing passion fruit everywhere, which is a completely different energy. Oh, the poll wasn't on Twitch. This was a couple days ago. I did a poll on Tumblr, just like trying to discern what I was going to do next. Yes, Wolford, we're leaning in. We're leaning in. I need it. It's necessary, clearly. You think the poll was wrong. I also think the poll was wrong. I could see why people voted no. Because this neighborhood has a lot of biomes. Like, it has many. It has 8. And each one has 4 households. And there will be a steward. And I'm going to rotate the stewards. Like, someone on Plum Upkeep did it. And I thought it was a super cool idea. I think this is the kiwi. Now we're still in passion fruit. Oh, is this just a bigger passion fruit? I don't know. Not even. I just started today, so there's no way. You have to have, I don't even know. Don't even know, but no, I'm not close to being an affiliate. Which is not, it's not really my goal. I'm just trying to have fun, mostly. Yeah, definitely my very first stream. And like I said, it's not, I'm not here trying to be like internet famous because I have foot and mouth disease. So I would probably get canceled immediately. Not even on purpose. I would just say something that I thought was funny but was dumb and was also like, I don't know, offensive to a group and I didn't realize it. Something. Ooh, actually, that was a misclick, but that was a misclick I think we are keeping. I swear I had kiwi. There it is. I knew there was kiwi. I knew. I wanted kiwi and passion fruit. This is like a mixture. We're just... I mean, they look exactly the same, but I don't care. We will know that it is kiwi and passion fruit. Bye! Have fun! Thanks for stopping by! God, my voice got really high there. I don't know if anybody else's voice ever does that. Mine does that sometimes. I'm just like, hi! Hey, it's me! Wait, hi! Although, I sound like a Disney animal anyways. Like, my voice in my head is not the voice that I hear, like, when I'm listening back to recordings. I'm like, that's not me. Who is that? That is a stranger. Rude. Like, it's very weird to me that the human body decides to be weird. I don't like it. I don't like it. You should sound like how you sound in your head. Because I used to think that I had a deep voice. I thought that I was just an alto queen over here. And no, actually, no. Should there be a branch up there? No. Is there? Yes. But yeah, like, I don't have an alto voice at all. Not even remotely. There's a kitty? Oh. There's a kitty going upstairs. There is a fat cat in the bed, but you can't see him, and I don't want to disturb him. I will have to figure out how to get the cameras. Because I have another camera, but like I said, this was just day one stream, figuring it out. But yeah, I would like to have a kitty camera. A kitty cam. Yes, kitty cam. Also dice cam eventually, but I do have the dice cam now for videos, which is so freaking hard to make sure the sound matches. I was not happy when I had to do that the other day. It's gone through weird. I need to go through that because, like, I'm still at the part where it's weird and I don't like it, and it makes me very uncomfortable to hear myself. The first time it ever happened was, like, I was setting up my voicemail and then I had to call it. I don't remember why. I was calling my own voicemail. And I'm like, why does it sound like that? Is there something wrong with my phone? And, like, I was genuinely thought there was something wrong with my phone. And I'm just listening to it and I'm like, I hate it. I hate this. I hate this. And they're like, no, that sounds like you. And I'm like, please don't tell me that. Don't tell me I sound like this. Yeah, I didn't listen to my own voice until I started doing videos, and now I have to listen to my voice because I do, on occasion, edit. I won't pretend that I edit often, because I don't, but I'm a bad YouTuber. I don't edit. Like, I make sure it's okay, but, like, I don't edit. I'm not about that. I don't have the patience. Like, some of these people... They must have so much patience, and they're very lucky to have it. I don't. I'm not that patient. I'm just like, it's fine. It'll work. You can hear me. I've done that. I'm like, who is this? And it's me. Because you just disassociate at some point, and you're just like, I don't even know who am I. Who am I? I could put a bendy tree in here. I can do it. Yeah, bendy tree. That's the vibe. Hey, I told you to place. You place there. God, it's already 1. Holy Toledo. I thought that I was going to run out of stuff to do. I'm not even going to lie. I thought I was going to run out of builds. I'm like, that's not very many builds. It's 4 p.m. Late? I don't know time zones, so I don't know if that's east or... I feel like that's east. That's probably east. East of me. Yeah, that's true. Like, if you speak a different language, your voice does change. My French accent is garbage. New Jersey! I am decidedly on the West Coast. I visited, finally, the East Coast, kind of, this summer. Or this past summer, but yeah. I am allergic to way too many things, so I'm just gonna live in deserts. That's my goal, is to just stay in a desert. I don't care which desert. I know I don't normally put trees in their little celebrate area, but it's just asking for a tree. A tree belongs there. And there. All right. I placed the hyena pen thing? I did not. We have to have our hyenas. It's very important. The lore. If I just put one right here. Bloop. People are just surviving on bananas, coconuts, and passion fruit, apparently. That's fine. And coffee, but, like, they need to sell the coffee. Oh, it's just too small. It's too small. Can I place one there? I think I can. I think that's acceptable. Yeah, okay. I did the inside paint, right? Yeah. Yeah, okay. Ancestors, where are y'all gonna live? Because apparently I forgot about you again. My bad. Ancestors, you can go here. now it is time to place more plant life. I already placed that one. Did I place one of these? Not really. We probably need like one normal palm tree amidst all the bendy ones. Let's do like a big bushy little thing there. I don't want that near the coals because that is a firewalking thing, and I just feel like that would be not the best idea to mix firewalking and palm trees. That clips, but I'm okay with it. Same with that. Clips, but I'm okay with it. I do kind of wish I had those fuchsia trees that you can get in neighborhood view. I just think they would add a little bit of color. As you can see, I've placed them. I think I saw one over here. Yeah, like that big fuchsia tree. They look so cool. Oh, I already had a whale. Well, now there's 2 whales. We can have double whale, it's fine. Okay. Also, I hope you cannot hear my dog making noise, but she's definitely chewing on her foot and licking her leg and just being a dog. I must say I'm very happy with my new microphone. For people that listen to me on YouTube, it wasn't great before, but I think it's very awesome now, and hopefully we continue the trajectory of improvements. We'll see. I don't know. Depends on my mood. Place a bunch of these. They're just really good filler plant. Because they fill in the space, but there's a lot of texture there. It's a good plant. Solid plant. A+ plant. Which I'm pretty sure this is actually based on a Maxis object. Don't quote me on that because I'm not looking, so it possibly is not, and I'm just making that up. I don't know. I'm fairly certain it is, though. Just have to put the caveat in case I'm lying on the internet. Yeah, isn't this an original Maxis plant? I feel like it is. It's saying CC, but I think I just have a modified version of it. I don't know if I'm right, though. I do not know. I don't want to place too many of these. Oh, I did have the ancestor over there. Alright, now time for the ferns. It's gonna get Fern Gully up in here. Which, full disclosure, that was my inspiration initially for choosing rainforest out of all the biomes. Because originally I was gonna do more of an like deserted island kind of feel, but then I remembered Fern Gully, and I don't know about you, but that was a formative part of my childhood, and it was necessary to have a tropical rainforest. I think I made the right call. Even if I keep trying to unmake that call. I could just build the really pretty biome and be like, listen, we could have had this biome, but you guys voted no. Do you want to change your mind? And And I'm very well aware that I could just change my own mind and say, sorry, your opinion was noted, but no. But it's more funny for me to be like, no, the voters said. The voters have spoken. I am trying to leave a little bit of open space, but trying is the operative word. I'm not very good at that. I'm going to use the one flower bush that I've allowed myself. So this is actually not going to be occupied probably for a while. I haven't decided, like, so when the first set of merchants has kids and their kids get older and there's space for them, I haven't decided, like, how they're going to get assigned to their new lot. If I'm going to randomize it, if I'm going to go in number order, so like they automatically have to live in merchant lot 2, or I haven't really decided how I want to do that yet. I haven't decided how the immigrating is going to work either. I'm leaning towards like a choice kind of system. Hello, welcome. I can't, that is really tiny. Britpriv? But yeah, I'm thinking of doing like where they have some say, but at the same time, I'm like, oh, but would they? And I don't know, because I haven't built that part of the world yet. But I like the idea of them getting to choose. Like, say they're like, I hate living in the cold, and there's no space for me in this cold territory anyways. I'm gonna go live in the jungle. Like, I want to support that behavior. Because it's very silly and very chaotic and very Sims. Alright, I think we're done with this lot. Oh, I've got to give them dragons. Almost forgot the most important part. I love the really big ones, but no, I've already decided the only people that get the big ones are the Jarl. I want to place these everywhere, but I want to research the monkey situation. Because if I can have monkeys cover this temple, that's what we're doing. But if I can't, I will go back and add a whole bunch of dragons. Okay, black, purple one. I don't remember what colors. I don't think we've used blue yet. Yeah, let's do a blue one, and then let's do a red one. Awesome. All right, let's move on to the next one. I think we will have time for one. I don't think I'm gonna be able to finish two. Oof. 4 hours in one place. Oof, I don't know how. I've seen streamers, like, they just sit and they don't move. I usually walk around and do things. So I'm gonna have to figure that out. That is just so chaotic. I might fix it. I don't know. But look how cool that looks. I'm very happy with how the temple looks. I mean, I'm happy with how this whole neighborhood's shaping up to be, but do I do the long one? Or do I want to do one of the smaller ones? I have one more peasant lot over here, but I'm kind of waiting. I don't know. Could do the little rinky-dinky one here. But I'm gonna do the long one. I talked about the long one. Let's do the long one. Let's just finish it out. I keep getting convinced that I hear my tiny orange cat being naughty, but he's not. I just don't know where he is, which is worse. I think he went downstairs. It is absolutely true what they say about ginger cats. They are menaces to society, and they also all share one collective brain cell. And unfortunately, I think Richard monopolizes the brain cell, but to be expected. Get that one. This is a very long lot. I don't think I've built on a long lot like this. I have no idea how it's this late. I have no idea. I mean, you probably should. You don't want to be tired. I'm tired because I stayed up all night because I was excited. And I'm going to go insane with this hair on my face. You know what? No, I need to find it and get it off my face because it's like touching me. It's probably a long hair or something. I think I got, was it stuck in my glasses? That happens too. I don't know if you wear glasses, but you get hair stuck in your glasses. You're welcome. I'm glad you were getting some decorating done. I know that's hard, especially to find the motivation to do it when you don't want to do it. So that's awesome. I'm glad you joined me so that I was not alone talking to myself. I had that fear. Oh wait, am I any merchant? I am in a merchant. Welcome back! We are still here. We are on a different lot. That's too small, isn't it? Yeah, we're running into the hat problem. Night! Sleep well. It's so weird to say that because it's 1 p.m. where I am. I'm like, wait a minute. But yeah, time zones are real. Yeah, I think this is going to be like a giant plant farm. The only thing they won't grow are the bananas, but like orchard style farm thing. I don't know. Why did I just do that? I don't know why I just did that, but I did. Oh, no. Can I do against the house and not have it look weird? All the other ones have had space. Am I gonna be sad? Am I gonna be sad? I thought 3 was fine. That's gonna bug me. It looks wrong. So we're just gonna scrooge this over 1. It's fine. I'm not upset at all. I hate when I do that. It's always roofs and pools that I forget, like, there's a weird rule and I need to move things. Okay, better. Better. Boop. Wait, oh. So I also need to fix, these are too close. I don't even know how I came up, most of my designs for this neighborhood, like, I didn't go into it with them. The only real idea I had was for the deserts, I wanted the buildings to be kind of spiky, which I was never able to really achieve in a satisfactory way. And then I wanted like Norman Castle for the Jarl lot for the Riverlands. And that was like the only solid idea. The rest of this has just been me opening the game and being like, huh. Or like remembering a piece of CC and going, oh, I should use that. Which has made it really fun. Like, these were based on the Maxis, like, pyramid items, except I didn't use them because they aren't great. Just from, like, a gameplay standpoint, you can't minimize them. They don't come down with the walls, so... But I think we still got the job done. I might use them on a community lot later, although I realized I need to remove the hiders now. Because, yeah, I think that they are a useful item. I just... not a Sims house. It would be cool to build them, like, to use those in a museum type lot. I'm not going to use it. I've been building a Pleasant View museum. It wouldn't be appropriate there, but, like, if you were building a museum and it had those types of items in it, like a social history museum or something, I don't know. It would be cool. Speaking of my Pleasant View museum, I need to get back and finish that. I still have a whole upstairs to go on that. But I was so thrilled with the break room. I was like, I'm going to take a break because I built a break room. It did turn out cool, though. I'm very happy about it. Yeah. Alright, let's paint this. Cool, cool, cool. Oh, I'm gonna turn off. Gotta turn off the cheat. And I think I just did one entry. Yeah, I just did one. Plunk down the plants for later. Because I would not be me if I did not over-decorate the lot. Yep, I'm gonna move families in every single one. I'm probably on this stream not gonna be able to do it just because I haven't made the families yet, and I'm waiting on a poll on Tumblr to decide their clothing style. So, like, I think right now it's tied between, like, the castaway clothes and, like, Roman style clothing. Because this is a made-up neighborhood, so I've mishmashed. I've taken inspiration from Robert Jordan and just kind of mashed things together. And there were too many choices for clothing for this particular area, so I'm letting Tumblr decide, which might be a mistake, but we'll see. So once that's decided, I can make the clothes, because I have made a lot of the recolors and stuff that I've been using for this neighborhood, and I'll show you guys again once we're done with this lot. I will go through and show you the currently placed Sims, because I have placed Sims in all the completed biomes. I just wait till the end because it's like a reward to place the Sims. Okay. Taken has to have a tiny ancestor spot. And then this will be party zone. I don't know why I started calling it the party zone, but like, the shoe fits. Like, this area is really gonna be about, it's gonna be pleasure sim paradise. Like, if you were a pleasure sim or a grilled cheese sim, this is where you want to live. I think I'll take out that one. That's how they'll enter the zone. And then really quickly so I can paint it. That is one of my favorite, like, zero effort, like, tips, tricks, hacks, or whatever. It's just putting flooring. Because you can try to do it yourself, but it's not going to look clean and crisp and perfect, and that's how I want it to look. So just being able to put the flooring down and then take it out and have it look immaculate makes me so happy. It pleases me. And now... Okay, I need to do a couple things. I'm gonna have to place this giant grove of coconut trees. Which I believe these are the functional ones. Yes, okay. Am I gonna do 2 and 2? Yeah, I think so. And they're right by the turtle. We get to see the turtle. I'm very excited about the turtle. Because he's very cute. So yeah, this merchant family is gonna have a coconut tree farm. Is that even a real job? I feel like that's probably a job somewhere. Because, like, they mass produce coconut milk? I don't know. Like, they grow coconuts for consumption. I don't know where that would be. But it's gotta be a thing. Yes, I'm turning all of them every which way. It just helps. I mean, it helps if they would not be placed in the wrong spot. But it just makes it feel a little bit more real. Otherwise you get that uncanny valley of like, why is everything in the same order? This looks creepy, I don't like it. So see how they're all just a little off? They're not, I mean the branches are pretty close, but like, it's not dead even. Okay. Actually, we're going to move the ancestors over here. We need to put windows on this bad boy. I'm going to guess from all the windows, though, that these people have no real concept of privacy. You kind of can't at this point when your house is made of windows. I've always wondered with like those like giant glass box mansions you see. Like, A, who washes your windows? Because we know that it's not the person who lives there. They would never want a window again. But B, like, what do you do, like, especially when they're not like tucked back somewhere? Like, they're just right on the road, and I'm just like, what if you pick your nose? Like, just like little things, like, people can see you. You are no longer private. You are acting private in a kind of public space. It's weird. And I get that, like, bathrooms and stuff are blocked off, but still, like, that would give me so much anxiety to just live in a house that was just glass. I have one window next to me, and I keep it closed at all times, even though I know that the 2-story house next to us is not even occupied. Like, I can't. No. I'm like, nope. You may not perceive me. It is against the law. Put the hyena pen, or bed thing over there. Alright, I think that was pretty quick, actually. The law of Klaus. I make all of my own laws. Which my partner thinks is funny, because whenever the animals are doing something bad, I'm like, you're breaking the law. You are a criminal. And he's like, it's a cat. And Melissa said, I know. He's breaking the law of the house. I made the laws. Although I do like to say, I don't make the rules, even though I 100% make the rules. It is known. I make the rules. I'm going to try to oh, well, he's going to move anyways when I recolor him. Purple. Don't I have, like, pink ones? I do not have a Discord streamer, or streamer, goodness gracious, server. and I don't know when my next stream is. I'm for sure going to be streaming every Monday, but this is just kind of a test for me to see how I liked it, and I do really enjoy this, so I'm probably going to be doing more. Some of the other games that I'm looking at playing are Sims 4, Crusader Kings 3, which I'm really excited about, Disco Elysium, Wildermyth, and City Skylines. Those are the ones off the top of my head. Oh, and Planet Zoo and Jurassic World, the Jurassic game. Because I'm way into dinosaurs. It is known. So yeah, I plan on playing a lot more games, but I'll put up my schedule as I work it out. I figured out that you can do that on here, so that'll be fun. I don't know if anybody else plays any of those games that I mentioned, but if you play Crusader Kings 3, it is awesome. Especially if you like medieval type playing, like, because yeah, it's history, but you can change it. You can change it. Like, there does not have to be a Henry VIII if you do not want one. I've been having a lot of fun. I've been playing, I think it's Kagan? I don't know, like a con of cons. And it has been so much fun. I'm on my 4th generation. And right now, my heir, he's kind of trash. And so I've been thinking about, you know, not removing him, but maybe getting him in enough trouble that they remove him. He's just not good. He did not look out on anything skill-wise. But he is entertaining because his spouse constantly cheats on him and he just forgives her all the time. Just like, what are you doing? What is your life? I also ended up with, like, blondes, which is weird. They probably shouldn't be blonde there, but it just randomized a blonde, and I was like, well, obviously we're gonna marry a blonde because it's funny to me. And now I got blonde cons. It's fine. There's a lot of them too, because I had I can't pronounce the word, but I'm just gonna call it what it is, the fertile trait for my very first ruler, and she has passed that on. She had 12 kids, I think, and then the other one had, like, I think I'm on kid 14. There's a lot of babies going on, but there's so much prestige because there's so many people in our family, and I keep getting, like, the marriage perks where they'll always accept, and then doing matrilineal when they marry the daughters, so they're marrying into my house, and it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's so much fun. Highly recommend. I don't have any of the DLC for it, but I would love an excuse to have it. And I feel like streaming it is a great excuse. I think I mentioned I want to do Sims 4. Why do I not have... Why don't I have this sheet on? So I want to do Sims 4, probably a Legacy, and then also possibly my own version of the Oregon Trail challenge. I just think that I loved Oregon Trail. Like, it was one of my favorite games growing up. Like, in school, when you got to play games and you got to pick, that was the game I picked every single time. And yeah, I would love to do a challenge based on that. I'm really active on Tumblr. That's just where the Sims community is when it comes to medieval stuff a lot of the time. And I've got kind of a poll running because I'm going to use Sims 3 Sims in my little Oregon Trail challenge. Actually, I might not have started it yet. Actually, now that I think about it, I'm going to start it after the stream. My Tumblr username is the same as this, so Klaus Plays Sims, no spaces. It should be linked on my channel. I think that I did it right. I could have done it wrong. I'm still, like I said, this is my first stream, so I'm very new to this. But I have downloads, I have different challenges you can try that I've created. The Royal Aspirations Challenge is complete. I'm working on writing the rules for, I call it the Medieval Color Legacy Challenge, which is based on the Not So Berry Challenge, but in a medieval setting for Sims 2. So that's a lot of fun. I'm actually playing that as well on YouTube. I'm not trying to shill here, but if you're interested in it, that's what I do. Sorry, I had to crack my knuckles. I probably should have muted my mic. I know that that annoys some people, but it's a habit. It's very habitual, and it bothers me when I don't, because I can just feel it. And I know some people say it's bad for you. I kind of don't care if it's bad for me. I have enough issues. I can have that issue too. It'll be fine. I wish they would decide if it was bad for you though, instead of just arguing about it. It's one thing that I'm just like, just decide. Like, if milk is bad for me, just tell me. But like, make up your mind and you have to stick to it. I know that's why my mom now, she does not even listen to any kind of health advice. She's like, no, because they're just going to change their mind in 20 minutes. And I'm like, okay, but maybe you can listen to them a little bit, because they're usually not wrong. And she's like, yeah, I don't care. All right, we are going to put some ferns just in among the grove. Mostly because they make me happy. Not a ton, but just a few. Just filling it out with some foliage. Little ancestor spot there. God, I'm obsessed with these. I can't even pretend that I'm not. And it's funny because these were released as CC, I believe, originally, and I never downloaded them, but then I downloaded the default replacement, which gets rid of just some of the normal foliage that you get in the game. And I was like, wait a minute, where have you been all my life? These are beautiful. Why didn't I have them? So, it was a fun discovery for me. Okay. Right? I love the getting rid of the grid. Because especially decorating, I used to not decorate. Like, I really didn't. I'm a completely different person now. But I used to not decorate. I used to not really do landscaping or anything. And just like, it makes such a difference. Because it looks so weird when you just have it like perfectly lined up. The only time it makes sense is like right here because it's an orchard. Of course they're going to plant the plants kind of that way. But even then, I've tried to make it so it's at least broken up a little bit. You don't want just like... No. At the same time, I do forget to turn it off, and then it becomes a problem. Like when you're trying to put doors and windows in. Sims 4 did resolve that particular issue, which is great, but that does not help me as a Sims 2 player. Although again, we're probably going to be playing Sims 4 on this channel. Mostly because I tried to play it on my YouTube channel and people freaked out, so I've learned not to mix those on YouTube. Or Tumblr. You have to be separate or people get angry and block you. I am gonna have to use OMS piece on this lot, for sure. Just because this is gonna block a lot of the carpools, but it's kind of boring to watch me place OMSPs, so I tend to do that off screen, so to speak, so you do not have to suffer through it, because it's just a lot of tedious moving of things. That said, I think this lot is complete. Got a dragon, we've got everything kind of set up. I am so happy with how this looks so far. It is blending so well. So save, because I hate when we lose things. So for people who weren't here at the beginning, I am just going to go through my medieval Charter Challenge neighborhood and let you guys see what I've done so far, because I'm not remotely done. This is just one corner of it. There will be 8 total biomes. Again, I haven't finished all of them. I do plan on finishing this today, but off stream. Just because I need to take a break and I need to like walk around and move. But I will be back and stream other things. And probably the next time I touch base on that. I'm going to be recording a video on it, and that I'll have placed the Sims as well. But for now, we can see I have the grasslands all finished and placed. This is the Raptus family. And all of these as well, I've done couples only. The Medieval Charter Challenge typically is randomized families, but it was just easier for me with aging and everything to just do couples, just because I'm changing so many roles already that it just makes it easier. We have the Aegiris family, and then we have the Floros family. The outside of the map, like that. That's just the world. I think because I have the UI cheats, it makes there be like a sky. So yeah, I don't know. And we also have the merchants, which is the Metaxas. I'm gonna try to open this. I think I had issues before. It might crash, but this is a really fast loading save, so hopefully it won't crash. But yeah, you'll notice that the Sims all kind of look similar, and that's because in each area they have an assigned skin tone set, an assigned eye color, hair color, and then like a general color. This is mostly to help me with my visual clues of like, oh, that's someone from the grasslands. They're in a green outfit. But also I want to see how the genetics work out. I've geneticized everything, but we're going to see what happens. We're going to see what becomes more dominant, you know, just what happens. So to that end, that's why they have, they also have like, I have descriptors, like some areas, I'm like, okay, they're monolithed. Okay, this area, a lot of them have widow's peaks, just like different things like that. I don't have my list up, but I'm guessing this is why my sky in the neighborhood's gray, because it comes with the clean UI, and it's just a sky. But yeah, I just wanted to show you some of the grassland Sims here. This is Amiel and his wife, which Rivka. Sorry, I have to lean in really close because my screen is I got a new monitor and it's great, it's massive. The Sims is like this big on there, so it's sometimes hard for me to read. And it's also sometimes hard for me to read comments too, but I'm trying. And clean UI is the best. So this is his wife. Freckles are pretty common in this area. And I also, because it's a limited CC folder, I limited their clothing and hair options to, I believe, 3 hair options per biome, and then, depending on the area, 2 or 3 meshes for clothing. And then I recolored what I needed. I believe I recolored her dress. I don't know if I recolored that or not. So yeah, again, just color clues, but also clothing context clues, which is hard to say. Which will be more noticeable when I'm actually playing through it, I'm sure, but I just wanted to point it out now that that was a way for me to limit CC, but also to make it kind of believable. So, for example, the grasslands, all of the women have a long braid. So even though I'm only going to be using 3 meshes, like, I feel like it'll work out. There was a simmer a long time ago that actually, they only used 1 hairstyle for like each family, so all the female Sims would have the same hair, all the male Sims would have the same hair. And it worked out for their storytelling, so I'm hoping that it works out here. But you can see they kind of have, I call it ever after dresses, because A, one of the dresses came from an ever after set, but B, that's just kind of, it's like Renaissance but not. And then the men have long tunics. So you can see they're very similar. This isn't the same dress, just recolored. And then all of the Jarls and their wives wear this super embroidered tunic and this fancy maiden dress. I basically picked my 2 favorite outfits and they all wear it, but in their color. So he wears green. The tropical guy is going to wear black. He's probably going to be very uncomfortable in that outfit, but he'll survive. We have one more biome on this particular map. That was one thing that I tried to do, was combine, you know, so I don't have one individual map per area. I have not announced what this one is yet, so you're just going to have to wait on that. But the main neighborhood also has 3 biomes on it. And having different maps, the only reason I really wanted that was like for the desert And for a couple of, like, it just made sense to have some different colors, some different things. But at the same time, again, I don't want a million. I just want a few. So this one's actually complete. This is the main map. See, there's some rivers and things. So the first biome over here, this is the mountain biome. It is the smallest because I basically rolled to determine how many peasants lots are they allowed to have and how many merchants. And then they, of course, have the Jarl's lot. Well, they didn't roll any extra lots. So when they have kids, their kids will have to immigrate to different areas with open space. But here is my Jarl, the Gorski family. It's a mountain Jarl. This color, the color in the mountains is brown. They did not look out on the color wheel. We have the Vakas, Skov, and Bannock. And naming also, I have naming conventions. It's actually on my other computer, so I can't turn it on. Well, I could, but then it makes me completely not have a face because I'm very pale. But I have all my notes and kind of how I decided different things. The Dry Coast is very Viking inspired, if you couldn't tell by the Viking-esque. Well, actually, these are not Viking ships. I changed my mind, but they got a lot of ships. We got Viking houses. There's a ton of seagulls. There's coastal ponies. I was very inspired by Sincataway, I believe. It's in the Carolinas. There's a book. Yeah. Hi, hello. I did not create this template. No, this one is, oh gosh, I don't actually remember the template. It is downloaded, but I don't remember which one. I have a lot of downloaded neighborhoods that I downloaded forever ago. It's definitely from Mod The Sims, but I'm not sure which one. Sorry about that. So here we have the Dry Coast. So we have the Jarl and his wife, so Sixtus, Maurus, which their naming conventions actually are much longer than the game allows me, but it's like so-and-so of saying a blank and blank. So that'll be interesting for me. The Elegus and the Calestes family. As you can see, they are dark-skinned redheads, and I think that's awesome. Genetic diversity. I'm just curious how it's all going to end up. I want to be like 3 generations in already. And then over here, we have the Riverlands, which is the largest biome, which could help them, could hurt them. It just depends on how they grow and how they utilize that. This is the only time I had an idea for a lot, and that was I wanted a Norman castle style build. So the round towers, gray stone. I also wanted to use these hobbit arches, which I still haven't tested to see if they're functional, but they ended up having, like, they're very into gardens. They have sculpture gardens. It's going to be fun. This is the Vaughn family. This is the only exception to my rule of couples only, because I wanted to use my Anne Boleyn, George Boleyn, and Mary Boleyn Sims that I created, and so they're here. Because you never know, like, I do have realistic sickness in and realistic, like, death by childbirth, so I could have Sims die and we could need some spouse options. So that's the Vaughn family. And you can kind of see, I try to decorate all the areas as well, because it's something that I want to do more of. So, like, they grow a lot of grapes here, so there's vineyards. They're also a farmland. They also have cows, and I made sure that the cows on the lots matched the cows that were loose. I just tried to make it make sense. So they have, this is one of their peasant families, the Teague family. We have the Greer family, which is the other peasant family. As you can see, lots of lawns over here. And then we have the Balfour family. Curls are the name of the game here. I got to use all of my favorite very curly hairs. And I'm so excited about it. These also, I originally wanted to do, it was called a Cobb House, which were very Art Nouveau, and they were very cool, but they did not look good. I compromised with, like, inset doors and windows, or inset windows, but this was a struggle. This was hard for me. Let's go to the desert. This is actually the first one that I built, was the desert, because I figured it was going to be the most different than everything else. They're about a medium-sized one. The thing here was, like, towers, so the Jarl gets 3, the merchant families have, like, 2, and then you can tell the peasant ones by 1. I do have a lot of free time. mostly because I am disabled, so I'm home a lot and I can't do very many things because I'm also allergic to the world. So yeah, got a lot of time, and I really do appreciate that you think it looks pretty because I put a lot of time into it. But yeah, so we have the Darcy family here. I gotta use some really cool dread hair. Atar, Tirani, and Creamy, which you can see same dresses again. Like, I think these two have the same dress in just a different color. These guys kind of have short tunics. And then he's in the typical Jarl outfit. This is for later on when it's more developed. I wanted to make sure that I kept it. So yeah, we still have a couple areas to go. There's one on the E lot. There is Tundra. I think there's one more somewhere else, but I don't remember where. Not here. Desert Special, they get one. So yeah, that's basically this neighborhood. That's all I kind of planned to do today, was build in the tropical area and also talk about some things that I'm interested in doing. So a lepacy for Sims 4. I don't know if I'm going to do the actual playing of the MCC on Twitch. If I don't, I'm definitely doing the Oregon Trail. I'm just kind of torn between which two that I want to do. Because I don't want to play everything on YouTube or everything on Twitch or everything. Like, I like to split it out. Because like on Tumblr, then I don't have to worry about recording. I can just play those neighborhoods. For YouTube, I have to record, but it's not live. Like, you know how it is. So yeah, this is it. I think we're done, folks. I think we done did it. So I don't know if anybody has any ideas or suggestions, but definitely check me out on Tumblr if you do want to send me a message. I don't know if you can send me messages on Twitch when I'm not live, but you can. Right now, I'm looking at a schedule of every Monday, the same time slot. I'm also looking at doing Thursdays because those are the days that I don't post on YouTube. So I'm just trying to round out my week a little bit. And yeah, let me know if there's other games too that you're interested in. Especially Crusader Kings 3, because I will talk about it nonstop. I'm very excited about it. Alright, I know that there is a rating function. I have no idea how it works at all. I know people rated me, but I don't know how it works. So next time I will figure out how to send y'all off somewhere. But I think that's it for me. So thank you for joining me. I'm gonna go ahead and end now. I have no idea how to end these things, so we're just gonna sign off. Thank you for being here. Bye, guys.